ensira de biara wode akwa ho no Wama yensanka yama mwache mama kwa bamfamra happy morning Johnny Zinano pay ya frame kwa Joseph Adankwa free sabri yakop no nkrobebo ongana ho nkomo na yedie Bumodi afọ kasa video to happy 98.9 FM Nisim 100.21 FM Watamale Nisim 95.9 FM Ewa Bogatanga Facebook live uko happy 98.9 FM we're streaming live over there. Join the conversation this morning because Nebeko ACP retired Victor Tandoho in Chebiania or the road safety tidbits no Abrayan. I said just after that, you had the headlines of the newspapers and Bread Tier 4. There is trends, there is yes sports live on the Happy Morning Show and on a painting. Mami will be biara but be a fan out of Casafidi no at too high. Happy 98.9 FM. Happy morning and also good so Utieno. Yana nyango pase na ochumuni nyina no ensem akoso nemum wadi ehu afofi wabo ye ho ban wasande yakọ de aba beduru asomdwemu techerema edabadwemu edi emu afusane a osana asia ye ne ntonton ne de nyankopon na yasha se de ne asha na anopa yem fanchia enfem obi biara a wodi na kasafidi no ato ye happy 98.9 FM brazo ye call AC retire Victor Tandoho na wodi road safety tidbit no ebreye nemum mame kai se Department of Urban Roads, womu enhunu ya. Se Department of Urban womu enhunu ya dano na fatika. Se odu ani ato fomo a ofa ekwan ahodo wo man mu a enkanka ne ye wo man capital enkran ha. Ekwan ni nyina so light street light ni so. Street light enni kwan ne so. Pato se mu na se bia mo hunu na mo refia. Ye kai mo. Brazil AC retired Victor Tando no the road safety tidbits no ebre etie for and now no pay u jumadi no so ACP no pay yam achen mo akwaba
me dey so this year
na me wogide sempom boko de
na me nchaje actually
ye dot obo ade ase wadoruma ye joada ya share na otwefo frase even now de nam
yo me do ase it my for more happy mbo mama pasori and my palm would see my mission. And would be the bois, moment. More to my issue. In the middle sense of don't put the uncle and come home. Uncle some tremushim, Uncle some pit, and so and chum. A keeper, my son of prayer, no teach me ye. Mamma Chio, Mamma Chang, Mamma Chang, Yado. And no better make so happy ever. 98 on time. I'm a pay any this year, a Bema, new teacher, boss, Sefa, Dan Conqua, or no, and I see a drum. Or my tendency, ever children the name, a day. And a rap puppy, party, shy. That was for the young so near ye. They call now 3 years or this year, then that's not the shame. Yen ye any papa binti ne yeti yen ti the mom ye adum but adum dia emesre na yen retire principal mom yen church one of them by his grace we are alive and ye don't go here me just say ye don't say so man the patient na swap odin I mean champion for penny out for no ashon opening. Good morning, Unebusa, Mama Channel Pay. Keep us sorry. What then turn down for perhaps Rema Unebusa for me, Chairman now, and coming in our home. After Bema Master question also as a boy, Sumunwa, Unebusa for cracked in a turn of men Chimplano, Mamuninachi, Yami, and Shamunara. After your opinion of being kind of Central University, was on what Channel Pay. Lucas, Ono, Amasaman, fire service. Ejumanum, Edumacronum, and Mr. Quay, or fire service, so do the Ocronum, or again, the Kutuku. Get your money out. When you watch it, or no, you remember, the mom said in you, and Coswada, and come home. Come and say, I dare to money, papa. You mean, I demand, I mentioned that you idea, standing at you, or me friend to cheer, Yami, and come home. Episode for your story, any year chronic, that you acquire the consent, and not your bar about the same. But it really to Miss Akro, it was upon it before. You will be a young woman a super papa. That's okay now, no. Yawa Danny, you are died, but now to you, pa. The queen, Legend. Legend, pa, okay, and move pa. I ensure independent Cano. Ensure, yeah, I'm in a Cano. No, I'm sorry, I've been in a Cano. And yet, the Diagro. And yet, the way, and yes, sir, some prayer now. I've only gone away. Now, after I've done it. I gain papa. A bit already dinner pano. Now, when I'm going to be sure, who can cook, who saying, hey, the man is you, or share the bubble, or then you take or the number of bread. A crown of moon in our can we get on. Caswa crown. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. If you two go for the one, the battle. I don't want to keep your own, and the more make me show a beer. That's the same play a palm, copper, the memory dano. I feel that being so because it died down. Yeah, do you hold me? Now, I do call this world this. I take it one way. Any economy one way. Or more than you share. Oh, engineer for the morning. So there's a big challenge. Whether as some can ship and the Damaso. Engineer for more men. Some can ship now, let us say, median, a quantity, a check one, Oka Hammy, and Oba, and Muno, a fool. I just saw the ancient. This is the assembly, say, municipal assembly, metropolitan assembly, for always. One more was here, papa, no more. And take my phone. Take my phone. Woman ran the crap thing at the office. I may be no call our ponte coyagima. Says a trouble, and one would say, a prison service boy, any prison boy, and almost there will be a year on in Kama. We hear no one who walk with the dear near Cosso. In the assembly, and then almost a year. Open yet my phone. Carry assembly, and when I fit tank as a place of. Ọmọ ẹ̀fí àti dọ́kítọ́kù iṣu ní ẹ̀dí níbi ìdí ẹ̀kọ́ tó kama. Na ẹ̀nẹ́ ní mọ̀mú nù à ní ẹ̀yẹ ìfìdí àǹkà àkókò ẹ̀ náà dé dọ́ níbi ní mu ẹ̀wẹ̀ ẹ̀fí assembly fọ́ náà wọ̀nyí. Ẹ̀rọ àjẹjẹ. Steady. Anything that ought to be done must be done and done well. Àti ìpẹ́rẹ́ à ẹ̀ ṣe ẹ̀yẹ nù. Ẹ̀yẹ mọ́mọ́ yẹn fẹ́ ṣe bí ti bẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹ yé nìyí. Yea, a sumbo and my young cata. Any being so emphasis. Sanka Queen, Taquinch, and Laminate. You know, we can't go and then you can't say about the one, a fuck of a could be to honor. No more be, they say, oh, to a old barrier. That's why I can't so far so I don't say yes. And Kaka said, the name from about you a general today. You come power for council. And then you see to not when the name of Pana, that will do a dear. A Ghana force around with you. The one, and it's a first going now, I yet find. And a traffic light in ma. This is Miss Recon, Mr. Yeah, you know. Hey, for 30 good minutes, let me take the park or airport to call more. Who is sending about business service? And I say, that can do a quan. And actually, you know, yes, a poor. Yes, a poor. Yes, a poor. Depending on the or quite you, what question? Who is you? Exactly, no. Or getting soon, no, all born more than meaning of plenty of understanding things. Yaminka, Sano. Or any from here, or any from the Jack, me will be a Mika, $20. I'm a chrono, and Tom, I can't quote you because Debbie, that is the Canadian, the Ninka was up. That's what you said me a piano, da. And we do a pot of the house, you know, I hear you, man. Also, I say, I hear you, man. Opebia traffic light airport kwano main ceremonial road kana airport kwani enye tuma enye tuma me tu kwan koduru baabi obi man so na me koduru kwan nan bi the traffic light ni ebi so enye tuma na driver oh my god already na boy for you from me to atabata we do on one so do on the way now and or look at na make up no wake up you do no wake up you do no wake up me how much what the machine me see from a bomb in the be yet me see from my bomb in mama come me come the traffic can do what oh yeah mama yeah and just shake a crack yeah timaka crack yeah or kakra ma ye ho I mean, qua media and make pedia. And you more yen. O man, you can say to that. And we saw and we are so cracker. Near cop. Near back for me, you're being from here. Only ye. It's a control way. That no bad blessing. A mania. You know, also gram so. Then I'm quite sure. You bring your ye. You bring your butcher. You bring your to gas here. Let me in your nothing crack, be a from the NY. Here is give the breed mono, a Hombarian, a corner so far so, a bear, a corner, a diamond. Propaganda can whip support a people. And now, okay, yes, you mean, to my pet is here in so a gunman and yet atom and insure. And from my
ACP, Mamma was an now say traffic lights and Yadia become once in view.
I was as it was in the beginning. So
TV. Easy be out of bed, I know I say. Yankupon don't watch an essential. ACP retired Victor Tandon out as no education. ACP so bread the traffic light and some no. Why can't bread party? Why can't bread? This is the chief advocate for road safety said bro traffic lights I say one. Then yakadiaka. A browse the headlines of the newspapers and every TF4 ne ahefo and anopay e wojuma this. My main control say Oko Facebook we are streaming live over the team so obet me click on the share button. You can also like and then obet me at wapeting e the amount of problem said they be almost obet me I should be and they will be a part of the show this morning.
Out of bed. Time to put on the radio. Oh, you've already put it on.
Good morning.
You're waking up with
Happy Morning Show on Happy 98.9 FM.
Wakey.
Morning is upon us.
Famra happy morning show this way na pay say afiansa na do akasa fidia to happy 98.9 FM no to go so with you know otienka otifidi mantemo ye ha ye nisim kamebeka happy nisim 100.1 FM ewo tamale nisim 95.9 FM ewo Bolga Tanga Rapapa Fati Shaibu Ali Atenase Sanso and a Prince Ubiba Poakwa. Ichinana. Ichinana. Didi are you? Of course. I said that no, Diabo.
My punchlines or
whatever.
Yes.
It was Kaimina. You was school. And a brand TV, see, you know, if you're class neighbor, I'm if you're but baby, only friend, then a whole.
Do when you
love me when you and on woman. And to win was a boys, anointed rice. See, Sikasa at the end of the month. Near I can't see carbon, get an akan.
yeah.
Nyakopemo, rice cooker, Naya anointed rice near the chateau. And I see a cook night marketer. Near Quacope stew cacra near the ababity. Now, when I sat down, you see, can you come boom next from Monqua
And so still.
but now she talk a crabby or inti.
For sugar, Musu, and sugar and
sugar. No, now at the end of the month, I make count. Was there no bunny come where you know? To win that, yeah, Tisha twat more boys, and more nice she d. I've been actually on us. And I don't for I say, oh, catch up. Oh, see, Minipa ya make I want to know Ben. I'll go if it's your friend. I'll go. See, Minipa ya make I want to know Ben a year wardrobe no. Wardrobe no top and I catch up next year. And Kwakunya make a chance. I go, Charlie, you're sort of a catch up bra. No, ni party. I go, a catch up. But hey! I didn't catch up. Honestly, you nana.
There be no mammy.
No, mammy, you nana. Okay. And come up.
So no, ye nana. Into a noon to me, you chinana. Nanomono. Any omoye, a chinana.
Okay. Any moony how cry. A chinana for
money how now, Cassie, anyhow.
I know you're chinana for things you chinana. That is how we know.
Okay. Me koyama ba.
I'll call ya samba. Una, Kwana Quatimba.
Me koyama.
Nam Jirisan Pomboko, dear.
Pachonya,
Bibiara de Bibia Sika Sem de ye.
I said, I
know the
said,
bound to me, Mohammed.
What does it mean to me,
There be a bound to me, Mohammed.
Almost I can't back on me. Sunny didn't lies of the newspaper.
Don't to me, Mohammed.
And the Menka.
The end to us. Now, Oka Ubi a only catch up. I'm reading your core program. Now, your coyer runs are your banager. Girls in the back, so any a commodity with the army will conflict Kakrawaha. Or the Mayan, I'm in Madame for backward of simple. Or your praise be softful. Your ball milk goose in the sugar cacragoso. Now, when you are down for Bill, how banner so Eric better. Yen fire the or shad the NSA was 8. Now, also the plantain chips and some multi made the also plantain chips and so they say, I feel sad, you know, Obia, okay, no. Manua, you do me say, boy, mean to me, Casa. I don't want to me carry. Na, yet, na. Of our son, what he was a plantain chips in the milk here, the power.
I got up like this.
The na me corner na me say. Plantain chips. Now my food a friend conflict. So see you near my good one master. And I say, yes, you me and some one and oh. Nananka my only be all the uncle when you do. Yentuaso. Say and Fatina was
scriptures. But
3:22.
Ujanto was it? I mean, for you know,
Deuteronomy 3:22. Most single tossum yensa. And Deuteronomy.
Was it there?
Most single tossum yensa.
Deuteronomy.
Plantain.
I don't know Mancho Moses.
What?
Say Chino.
Deuteronomy 3:22. You shall not fear them, for it is the Lord your God who fights for you.
Deuteronomy 2.
Deuteronomy 3:22.
3:22.
You shall not fear them, for it is the Lord your God who fights for you. Wonim wasem ka onyame nka bi ma wo. Wonim wonyom to onyame nto bi ma wo.
Ena oni muntu kwa kunzo nyame nkobima.
Sene daughters nyumbiana.
Deuteronomy 3:22.
Se wonim wasem ka onyame nka bi ma wo. Se wonim muntu kwa onyame nkumbi ma wo. Jabi biara mano. Jabi biara mano. Kama funyame beka maoda. Jabi biara mano. Jabi biara mano.
Fatitu
Dima funyame bedia maoda.
We legendary daughters of glorious Jesus.
What that those times now papa ni stereo no ntimi
untimintie bi. Ye hall so ba anyu we nye dan ya beti ansa na wako.
Ansa na apie. Ompe
beti ansa na wako.
Fa Bible na say brai.
Na mehwe de ya project we yi.
Deuteronomy 3:22. Say they had all the be ya so fa ho. Omu quotation now they
Do not be afraid of them. The Lord your God himself will fight for you.
Deuteronomy 3. We offer trinimo.
We offer trinimo.
Osi moon throw on. If we say, Erade mo Nyankopon na obekwa mamo. Osi moon throw on. If we say, Erade mo Nyankopon e na obekwa mamo.
For the corresponding way ni kan.
Alan Cash to drop political bombshell today.
Bam.
Sources say a third force is on the cards.
So me kan Say last Monday me kan
on where party chairman Rebecca says everything is
under control.
Other stories have been Chronicle one of the government trains 2,000 hospitality staff on how to speak French and how to make funerals a tourist attraction. There be no guideline home ya nam dia ka home because say I know ya musu funerals no. Ya dia.
Enti kan wa na de ka.
Omunya bibi funeral. Yes. Kwa upepia semi krom. Santasi Bretio family protest attempt to install new chief. Sa ena etie. Sa so ena Oforiata leads the battle to achieving climate goals. Eno ewo hanum. AG to reduce number of accused persons standing trial in APSA theft case. Private security guard allegedly attacks trader with shovel. No ewo honma brante ya paini trimu. Amano ya ewo hanum. Other stories have been ewo year paper no say probe missing $15 billion, 200 billion naira of oil revenue. Serap tells Tinubu, where if in Nigeria, why Nigerians go to Ghana, Togo for higher education. Professor Kandebi and Ekasa Semwe. Sasuna CIMJ launches 2022 Customer Satisfaction Index Report. Bank of Ghana wins AFI Leadership Award. We air stories are offer chronicler Ubenyebi Akan.
We enso ye the custodian, offer custodian and someone ewaha nibi and it's a government commences training for 2,000 hospitality staff in French language. They said the Fati Ekano. Dr. Ibrahim Mohammed Awa ono ene minister or da tourism arts and culture ano or the front page of the custodian newspaper. Sanso ena Baumia suspends campaign for EC registration exercise. Eno obia all here etu ahese MPP for ebeyi no etu franka edi amomo. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Vice President. O se ne campaign na okọ ebo ntoa no odi ni nyina o suspend ne kakra na watwentwen so ni nyina se ohwe na isi ba bi o mo churoturo din no okọ ho no de ni kotwa mansan ekohwe de ekoso ewo ho sanso the big one no, on the front page of the custodian no where is the 1 million bribe recording public mounts pressure on Baka Vomawo eno convener or that fix the country pressure group no ano ono ena koka asem bi se o enkrofo penifo aman penifo efre no so nka de oye no onyai na omeji $1 million dollars na nka de oye pressure or de to ben gu aben tri so pa no nka onyai eno so o video recordings ena nei ukọ social media ne ade de enkrofo se on famra so wo de a oso wan pam fabra na yenhwe eno nso ensem a the front page of the custodian newspaper. CSOs applaud Afrimac and Cocoa Board on cocoa rehab feet and also front page ube hu story nankasa page 5. Police apologizes for Occupy Jubilee House protest disruptions and also diaba kwajo uhu de toja ifiada no na esewani ensese wo kachire no na police fo so niema no eji omonsam kakra enti se bibi etoche na bia na opese okọ ba bi enu nti no de bae ni nti wantimi ankọ a ye pache momfa enche GRA denies harassing traders ensem bia base fati yesese okọ Accra Central ne okanhye ne Malamata ene ade a GRA officials eno aso mu die meye chi saa omu san mu saa eno omu de abase debi ye dwuma ena ye nsan obia eno nso eka obi Ghana to host climate
is omu timi kotena man for shops
omu ti ho pa so omu di omu sika yes omu ti ho kwa osi wonko saa ena omu ye wo ho a but GR for edi abase debi omu deny say accusations na Ghana Union of Traders good for the abom no say the omo Canadian debi and also ensem a ha make our make believe politics okay no opinion piece the custodian mu a obetimi enye bi nso akenkan ha Aboboya Bola taxi online app to be unveiled soon. Aboboya Bola taxi online app to be unveiled soon. Daniel Frimpong. Kojosi wahu Aboboya ya esisa sisemure yi.
3 ties, yeah. The yehu ya. 3 ties.
Yes. Yes, sisa.
Yes.
Baby amete no. No mo ede dasbin ne breme no. Be 12 months ni afetwem omo ma da since omo de ade ne breme
omo de besi omo
me register e no besi nne omo me fa ho da nti we mu omo ana da bia kwesiada ene me se me nda me ni ho ne mantimi afa omo ma kwesiada na me de ama omo ne no ena omo kire se omo app bi beba nti ene me register o app ne so a no anse me ko ana ne ma frɛ omo wo ho nya odape baby a me wo bia on beba se de ebe ya ne ti se uba no abobo ya bola ne ebe ya ne ti se uba menye advert mo bi but eno nso story eno nso ewa ha GWC urges customers to store water ahead of pipeline maintenance. Inti ensemo eba ne se maintenance bi ebe koso eno Ghana water for ene de ba nti omo si ensuo na mubugu no enkrofo de water omo garden ensuo na mubugu no mo nhwe mo ho na mo fa bi nsie nti wo polytanka bubigum wo containers a ku4 gallons yi me still ameda so obi bubigum yellow we no said de be na emre no du a ho enkyereo eno nso ensem bi a ewo the custodian newspaper mo ene anope kwajo to aso na twen ansa sports stories bi ewa ha mame enfa bi emaw sports stories no
over Real Madrid Atletico Madrid the showman run and I say House of Folk
House of folk edi nkunim okay enye paper we mum we ene wa ha nti kwadwo to aso eno custodian ena me de ebae no
Young father daily graphic double crash and moon 77 being family T4 and I have 4 now no pay your far banner headline that daily graphic and more say new property rate regime. GRA identifies 10.12 million properties. GRA identifies 10.12 million properties.
Afiansa. Afiansa na omo atimi identifies our properties nyina. Obviously, be attributed to a street name ne Nansen we de bobo afie na nimu no. Your friend example. The big boy anymore fati. Your address. Your digital address.
Ghana Post GPS address.
Yes, address. No. The first one, the omudi kan ye ne de. Enu enyo. Me baby amete. Omudi bebo ho no. First one. Jack,
where are you?
Jack, where are you? Eno de. Omo foforo ya omudi buy na nsin a eni be bosume be enan. Wo sha difference ewom.
Omudi foforo aba endi bosume 9.
Yeah, me baby ame wo mabobi be 4 months ago. Foforo. Old one na e wo ho no. Wo hwe number na e wo so na a different GPS number na e wo so na different from the
new one of the buyer.
New one of the buyer.
Say bia onipa ne gina fie no. The normal we catch say gina wo gate na no. So the one abegina wo gate na no and na the accurate. Because onipa ne ba o ma fie no ba wo gate na no. That's the entrance to fie. And most of the times we'll be watching them now we generate the code.
No.
Over na any if you na
a word down the
chinimum. As I say, oh my more instructions than yes, then is getting instructions in so there. And can be general gate here ni more code never bano and the accurate code I bet me use.
But a yes, GR for afi there. Omatimi identify until omo beje a property a year rate, you know. Na bibia etimi akoso.
Sanga pese o ye the property.
Yes, nka sa na meka na nka. Me koye bi.
One can use the any on your fancha.
Say Mrs. Abrofosem.
Yeah. Man ka sa me anja. Me say Fatima. Me be that time na mo airport west residential. Me be gate. Sifa. What's the pronunciation for LAUN?
Assembly trim.
Me run video.
We then out me free airport residential continent Volta region.
Enya ewiase mu nsam ya. Ewiase mu nsam ya. Ewiase mu nsam ya.
Ewiase mu nsam but asema ku say.
Che ni ahunto ni ha o. O dia wo dia oni mu dia ba ko.
Na but the na me no susu hu. O me ti antra obi.
Hey.
$100 you. I want to say restaurant be share Monfanche na it looks as if I'm mentioning Roman Ridge Arcade in the corner so. Na many people be free Austria buy. And also up a local food edi. Na msi okay. What about there me minimum ho. Nti young corner men konkochiro ho. I don't know cause you be fufu op akrantie ne de keke ka ho. No keke ni nyina no giye na awianum. Come on, awianum ye fa.
Na we musa se we say
any the scene anim. Abogaba.
Okay. Bogaba de anya hwe.
Na odiwie ye e na waitress e buy no the bill e buy. Offer bill no. Na 370 cedis. No ashe. Say Sam. Yes. Lincoln. I don't know. Is this 37 cedis?
Over a crantia. Over 37 cedis.
Is it? I don't know. This is 370. So what?
What? A crantia?
370. 300 what? 370 cities. And you need also that tip kakadema waitress. I said, nah, man. Is that how you guys live here? I'm sure yes. It's also property. And I'm drabber. Next time, we'll wear chair idea. Me do come home. Ever daily graphic in into us. Nah, I don't pay. Bill to remove 15% sanitary pad tax introduced. So present draft law to Parliament. We quite know who can say. Who can say the draft law?
15% sanitary part.
If indeed, okay, all right. Ghana to host Africa's first lithium refinery. Special supplement to mark World Pharmacist Day. We air some of the stories are Daily Graphic, the Obokrata, and none of your bits me huna working. But do we necessarily need a bill?
You don't.
Sefa, this is one of the top topics that me can want some na as I mean to me yeah, objective because I don't understand it. You know, yeah.
So
Omo input taxes it passes through parliament.
it passes through
And
Parliament.
it's a who if it's then probably no.
It passes
It
through
should
Parliament.
pass there. Yeah.
But I mean, who reviewer? If you want to review a particular a particular tax, I think it goes through the finance ministry. Finance ministry would have to go to Parliament and say, okay, this and this and this are the reasons for the removal of these taxes. I don't know whether you necessarily need a new bill for the removal of a particular tax. Well, my mouth, every time that I see this, I am yam kakra.
And because by the time I do almost on the next I could buy 50 cities. Because it's here 20 cities.
Bro.
Internet.
And in whose conception? In whose conception? And of course, sanitary pad a luxury. Oh no, because I want to understand.
Very good question.
Sanitary pad a luxury.
Yes.
There be.
Mr. So be a new one pay. But
Because luxury because you have a choice actually. That's
which
why
is
A choice not
which
to
is
use it.
no, which is so on a number na
yes.
but we are living in a country your population or more population here over 51% So if you say and more, I mean if you're using this luxurious commodity,
It is, yes.
Meanwhile, there are young girls also.
Do you know that there are young girls who are forced to sleep with men
yes,
to be able to
get
afford?
to afford
Yes.
sanitary pads.
Because it's
And
20 cities.
Omoka said using tea roll is not advisable or hygienic. Then the tea roll no krano. Saying
One pack.
remember I could be tea roll Omoka chem say 228 cities.
The whole pack,
Eshemu-
12.
No. The moon said 30 or so.
30 dear no 2024 dear no.
And I say, toilet roll. Toilet roll.
There's a papa no be no.
So no your papa.
Oh, and yeah, papa.
Oh, the-
First, they are not metal.
Oh, okay.
First, na metal back could be a shemu 50.
Okay.
Then the cry 60 something cities. Now no cry ni say. Ota say we used to Kenya ma say. What ma say?
A bit me at chama or come.
Me thought 30 roll no buy say 3-4 months cry na me Toby. And the kasa opet ply tiro na ko tie no bo. They say I want ply cry ho. And then they be about 20 cities. I shemu 10.
So
There are never be a nebo din we don't talk about. I don't know why. Tiro. Yankasa amfa ho. Semina. Liquid soap. Baako enya gallon.
Baako.
There one bottle na ye mia no. 100 cities.
Yes. Last time they met 70 something.
Enya gallon no.
liquid
There
soap.
be.
Yeah, gallon, food gallon.
You don't talk about it.
What's the seminar?
Samina.
So one man said your motive. So there is a special year. Yeah, koto the emomodi jar. About 4-5 months ago, it was 130 cities. Recently, Liverpool market Obaya was assassin and the own team to be unti. You been a
this a year later, something mixture.
250. And just say be a dose being so.
This a year later, something
240 cities. In new 1 month.
A better.
One Hassan who could you me? A trainer na for tum. My class say tum. Also, poor Bronia. So better soap 208.
But that's a the end to us. But this, I mean,
no, these are
the issues that we seem not to be.
Something up one. I am surprised nobody is talking about it.
Say, yeah, funny say yes, oh,
Hey,
there be oh, saying.
Oh, so the
Someone
demand.
will be between chance him. Someone will be soon near
Yeah,
Oh, can I say?
And
We are a necessity. Oh, yeah, oh, this is a big
Jarry.
We are the young, would be seen here. Oh, the bell
from higher, my nephew, what a 10 cities a bag.
But who's a bit more almost standard and was from the 10 cities.
Sir? And I know said there are people who also are they are less not known and all that.
Exactly.
But who got on say you would want to buy one that you are
comfortable and OGD.
Yes.
But could be because in the majority because of franchise no more their man factory bia and your more so I don't buy that.
They've given the franchise and Charlie. Say Jabe bottle nani a bepibiato.
Yes. And I said, oh, yeah, dispenser. No, apibi, no apibi.
If you flower, is better.
Yeah,
it's better.
Almost.
Maybe a baffle frown on Besseno. Say, almost no, but
when they get you to say one bottle, no kubugum, no the normal is better.
The buna na your mode.
Peso bukeke. Bu how on fanya she.
And Tisadia, Charlie.
Yeah, can't dispense as more. Now it means that we are talking about people who are middle class or closer to the middle class. What about Obia? Yem fan say no bosomi mu nyina nsika kakrebi. Now okoto nsuo one bag I cost on 10 Ghana cedis. Any na oche. So it means that within a month, one ton nsuo obeto nsuo be 60-70 cedis.
Yeah.
Because I also know
so yes.
Opo was on and the Sandy panel. If say when to me enya says can am fan kon koto nsuo no, what is the alternative for sir on the panel?
The alternative one is be cheaper.
Diarrhea. Typhoid. The other time I'm a call hospital. Dr. Next say typhoid has been killing people who are known.
Oh, of course. Typhoid there,
been killing people.
Yes.
And we know, sir, water is a human right.
Yes.
Yeah, human right. Obia was so to me you. Zia no amanfo ntimi nyansuo. Papa, menka umunya ensio papa. Emfani omudwuma so mo nom ne de omge kan. These are the realities.
But my tribe meaning say nanse ya me pa ebia enye nipa bebre e na pipe nsuo omo pe. Ba me pe pipe nsuo. Ti me fa cap na me de akɔhye ho. Especially me frejuma na me drufia.
It depends on the sort of a year router or pipe nsuo ne nam. When a pipe nsuo ne bi ne nam ba bia aya impurities and even Ghana Water Company Limited will tell you that if you really want to even drink that, you must treat it. Unless say you get a treatment system in your house, because I've seen say a man will be other machines be a pipe on and it further distills the water.
Yes.
If you be a free intended to open out the shell pipe and you say you're safe. I mean 70-80% of the time we are safe. Impurities are nanka normally. And sha no obebe call with you ebe brand and say about 90% of the time.
Say ukwa Ashorman estate Poniso there's a planter yin suo ni ho adwuma pa edeba enti there are times that me say nsuo ni go cap mu a me hwe ni a with my idea me hu say ye krogin
but akadiaka
me hu say ye krogin pa
akadiaka
but ebi so ni access to sa nsuo we.
And okay, say yes no. Ubu pipe, especially sometimes on motor pipe mu. Na nsuo no ba fresher. It looks white.
Yeah,
I
chlorine.
said,
Chlorine.
Not pipe.
Yes.
The juice.
Yeah.
You boost and a juice.
Say chlorine.
Does it still happen?
Yes, it happens.
It happens.
Oh,
It
okay.
happens. It still happens. Adam baby I want no nyansu.
Me use borehole.
We use borehole. Okay.
Treated
It,
ball.
treated borehole. It still happens. I'm saying say look, in so you're right. Sifa decent potable water. Once some any kind. And they yen sashi water ne even yen bottled water ne adenokrano. We can't trust the source.
Suspect.
Even the source no cry a suspect. Ebi mu a na ye nim so eye. Recently ni nyina te said na fati kan ya find out say they've given franchise to feature companies are they are not even registered into baby ensuo no ekọ ne nam ba no cry.
You cannot trust it.
And look, say Oko hospital now ne doctors ne kasa. On be catch us almost half of cases are a bad deal, you know, typhoid. Emma, last week, me hospital near the Krobi, Obi Busam say, is it because Omu promote a drobia but typhoid, the drobia bomu promoting tea? Who could there be a say a typhoid? So, no, said there's this conspiracy. So, the say yare no, Oko near diagnose you more. I say. Baby,
they want him to promote.
Promoting Tina.
But that's not the case.
That's not the
That's
case.
not the case. The reality on the ground is that typhoid is quite
Yes, because you potable water. And ni nyina
baby didi ni nyina we are living in an urban area and see some of these things are bound, but the rate at which AC and pendo do acquire sabia na manfo ba na yekoko test I see where typhoid no say because we need to we say the gentle kakra on this and how we can actually protect ourselves against some of these things. But Fatin somehow kind is near marketing we are nebo akosoro amani amanfo ho akire
no ade I mean to send nebo akosoro since Michelle says me so super glue.
Baby ejina unze no grow. Baby ejina.
Still I want to
baby ejina.
Oh sir.
Baby ejina.
The ebia o mate so bottle ni mu otherwise me dwen one menti ase.
That could be true.
That could be true.
Because I'm saying nanka first no timi use utimi the toa bia 1 month 2 months that you betimi asan kwa for use. Na say use back for use me no penasa. Ube mia tontoro mia bibia no be free mo aba. Ati entwaso.
The new crusading guide. Energy Minister slams minority over GMPC Latasco Phase 6 financing, says there was no wrongdoing. Anger in Ekropon over deplorable state of MP's recently rehabilitated and commissioned clinic. Government commences training for 2,000 hospitality staff in French language. Groundbreaking book on chronic pain launched. Ghanaians dare Vomawo to produce alleged $1 million bribery audio. Social media goes wild as Ernest Owusu Bempa clashes with Doina Jabwo Kojo Azar weighs in. Other stories are Benya Waha. It's a Kosovo police surround 30 gunmen in monastery after office shot. Chris Kaba, armed officers step back from duties after murder charge. South China Sea, Philippines says Beijing installed floating barrier in contested area. Eno ewo honum. Sasu and Albania other stories akai ewo padamu. Sudan war, Army Chief Ban claims he's ready for peace talks. Timbuktu siege, 2 killed in Mali mortar attack. Gunmen abduct female student in northwest Nigeria. Where air stories are new crusading guide.
Say Ufa Ghana feeder, Kojo Ghana feed Ewaha. Ghana selected as host country for CVF /V20 Global Secretariat. No de Kwajo Emrepemu no na wahwe mu de amame na eno nso page 4 of Ghana feed ha.
Ni awole some in countries super glue is now 2 cities.
Really?
Any auto bi ache.
Super glue now 2 cities.
Dokuya's rehabilitated clinic in bad shape sparks anger in Ekropon. Ni nyina nana ama Dokua Esiama Eji na oda front page ha. Na mami almost say story no kyerɛ sɛ July ya Kwajo July ya you na clinic bi a ɛwɔ na ɔno a ne constituency sɛ ɔno na yɛ MP for Kuapem North wɔhu sɛ Kuapem North ɔno na yɛ MP wɔ hɔ na July ya na hospital bi wɔ hɔ na ɛna agya ɔde contractor for ba na ɔbɛyɛ ne kama sɛ yɛ kam sɛ anya kam ho afei die asan sɛ yɛ bi asai eno ene nkrofo se ye na maami doku a den na abeye ye a ade asan se bi mu ene okopie mu ho a obekọ no na nkrofo abuchenku we gina ha ni nyina ne se maami doku a ho asem en omo kan sami awuku support traders in Akuapem North se se ho a o anga aspaketia maami doku a no na same enso agi ni din
e wo ho ma Isaac nhwe abonte nhwe se nsuo to na nsuo to eto ne sen
nsuo to
se e wo se yetutumi ema etiefo omo fie bia bia omo wo no nsuo nhwe asento ya if they are coming towards omo betumi adom ho na asem esi ye Friday ni de
ebi insensitive
so me da krom on Friday because feel Saturday yes
because asem esi me area say me area menya some keto
sa ya sofa
yes
this area udru
debi mehu so mehu wo social media ne ade wo ho a kuse na director general or that national year story the enkaremo hana
mpacho so musi dan specifications be ewo hono my also this one
under normal circumstance
to say be am fan say we bro say to aso 3 omo ka che so pillar na we say measurement
yes there is
because some pillars if you are be ya me hu to say bravo 9 no na e dan no to aso be 6
even foundation
na say pillars ya pillar na bi wa ne kasi etumi to say ade we
say e dan no say ne fapem no e na e foundation enti say ye 2 story a foundation ye sonko ye 3 story a e say ye sonko ye 4 story sa
but who checks these things
the municipal engineers district engineers no
omo na e say omo
me say sa dan we hu say nipa na sase na ensu no
ba opesu si
ne pillar ni wo ne wall nechi ne wall na bonten
how
dan pillar no dan no say am say we see dan ba ko dada e we three e no see bi wo enim nti waje ne dan ho dada and the pillar no aye DC abrosan abesi gate nenim wa bonten
na fati eye kura se na onwie ya nkrofo timu na we bai e bia nkrofo adwapade a ewo ne nkyɛnkyɛn no na we ebe affect no but kam we ukoka ne sen senka wawie na nkrofo tim we say 3 story o say 4 story enenso na kuse enenso na dan uwie ya enso to enei eden ya beye te say tomatoes a ye ton wo kukuru abon edwaso
odigu ho anasa
unya wie ya unwie ye kra no na nkrofo o ba ku bia na ewo me ho na ye kama anti eja brante na me senko mu
na wom
kamani wiesi aka be se we omu nwie kura me koya asa na da mu nwie mu ntali mu nyemu osi o asa enti se ope foforo dia isa ye ba ku bi wa ha enti no e se oba ntem afi kura no be two foundation enti e se no me ba ntem enti we senke 40 mu a anka dwiri agu ekum krofo ma because city engineers anko ye omodwuma e se omoye you see we don't care about human life
Oh.
Ade a mehu no fat.
Oh.
We don't care about human life.
But we are
and then will see who die no.
and then we are
Wow.
We don't care about human life.
We
don't care about safety.
See die ni ye.
Fati, who say
And that's how more musi no mu we and your man say na be yen so and I said
there be a supervision. Yes.
I know could be one of the factors.
Hey.
I know could be one of the factors. But the point is this. Everybody wants to reduce costs and make more profit. And so, onipa enimpa fati obi a osidan, especially what they here. I told the beer a dia omusi dia rent any dia onu asi akwa akotena mu no. The kwan be fast obey any different.
How inti who ye ne sa na unnia ure fi se obusuani bi kra betimi abesra obi a wote wo fie ama bone se bone susu apa se wa hyeda udi bone e fa kwan bi so aye ade enye se wo ye na bebu akum nkrofo a then look who ye ohun there's this story and nkrofo kan many preachers the preachers say obi a oja okọ ba bi no si oje sikai fa sidan e ma me kwaba fa kwan bon so a wi akate corners a
no see that
basa nipa ne ba no say that was it na mu out there enti yes you see we don't care about human life enti me hu ade we de me kan answer rade me da say onwie ye na obi ankotena mu enti sa afi se nani so age no enti se onim susu ampa se efiewura no enim se ade omo ye no enya ade pa se ragu se wo investment nyina be gu fom se no ano no eno ano no enti yento aso
obi Emmanuel I will say it is raining in Accra to do. Okay, so it's raining in Accra to do. Right. Okay. But baby I will be in shoot to be a me said the be ya adopansana my many sisters and be free if you see abontain they know exactly what to do. Yeah, that was it. Me and twaso.
No, and Director General or the National Lotteries Authority, no aso free Equiapem North, Ura Sasami Uku, and Yawade Chemu na ya fofida.
Yeah.
And Okoko P.
Kwame Nkrumah birthday.
Kwame Nkrumah's birthday. Okoko P mu ewo ho, and any market women, ma memu ewo ho, any adenie, and yamba be bree.
Or the check.
Oh, kono. Fati wa loading niema ewo ni kemu bebre kasi bebre eno se kakra amenya no maame mo me maame mo nso mo magibie na momfa support mo ho eno nso eno no wrong doing in GMPC Litasco phase 6 financing eno minister for energy owura napo ena ono nso eda front page or front page there but sorry no P3 of the Ghana feeder and also bani nyina ne se ensensemu ekopie mu na minority ni so minority or parliament so GMPC omo ahwe omo de sika ni bi akeka ka ho a omo mpese ade omo ye kra omo de beba parliament na parliament ama approval no na minister na kire se hey mo pesa bibie boni bia ankoso ewo eho eno enso story American Ghana selected host for CVF V20 global secretariat eno so a we questioner kwa nkrofo busa kwadwo we de mi busa na mrepem no wa pe lawyer bi no aba be kire as a dust an application or motion for injunction automatically operate as an injunction we legal question
from the point of law.
From the point of law, and I'm able to say, and Tikwajo, Emrepemuno, no appear.
Does an application or motion for injunction automatically operate as an injunction?
Yes. Okay. Me assure say only pay air tro because of Ghana police. Or kwanya omo fa so ananka or pie a Jubilee House of War no mu deny omo no say omo pese omo
Ghana police and also we have the EC almost deal. So 2 cases in point.
Yes.
Ghana Police and the Electoral Commission of Ghana.
Yes. Enti pe lawyer bi na onchirichire mu.
Me lawyer no.
Ghana's corruption outlook has affected our reputation and development. Owura Togbe Afede, the 14th. Ono ena ode ensem wei atodwa. Ose Ghana kata asehye ne proye no se wo hwe nimu se de tie na affect yesusu bia ana se ye se de ye niema ene development nyina affect NDC MPP does not have any agenda to be challenging people and also our public edge to be ambassadors and envoys of peace and also our hunsem register of companies urges public to undertake due diligence before investing and also our Chinese joins Ghanaians to honor Ghana's funding president and also any Nkrumah birthday no kopie mu Nkrumah memorial park hwa na efiyi pa no na Chinese for abeboa ama Ghana and so share former president enunyam kwadwo sad story about weekend the former Bantama MP Daniel Ochem Abuaje passes away. A sad story pa and also ewo ahabi.
Yen to aso for the find a double crater no mu sem famre etief koni ahwefo banner headline there no was a French classes for 2,000 communities to serve French speaking tourists better. Dr. Awal honored this assembly at Twitter. The story comes with a picture of Dr. Ibrahim Mohammed Awal, Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture. We are just doing our work and not harassing traders. Ghana Revenue Authority honored this assembly at Twitter. Diaspora investors vital for Africa.
They might be doing their work, but
their approach
is cringeworthy.
Thank you. Yeah. Their approach.
Oko be restaurants and comfort what is that? Meanwhile, you can go to the manager's office and go and discuss whatever it is that. Oh yeah. Disturbing public peace, creating a scene and all those things. Meanwhile, all you are asking for are books. So
you can just go to the back office. Only manager na kwa or the BBR.
If you think that flouty BBR now and Brakwaya was ordering faster, what has that got to do with restaurant where you did it?
On that note, diaspora investors vital for Africa's prosperity, APN. Oforiatta welcomes Ghana's selection to host CVF Secretariat. CSOs applaud Afarinik and Cocoa Board on cocoa rehab feat. Radio Adan journalist on trial over publication of fake news about Magdan is dead. We stories are offer the final double cratana. He published an article said Ura Magdan was dead.
Okay. I thought you said the journalist is dead.
Publish a story say Magdan is dead.
Yes.
Radio Adan journalist.
And the stories are offered to find a double crater.
Are you sure that's the
yes.
Yes.
Radio Adan journalist trial of a publication of fake news about Magdan is dead.
Is it not the journalist that is dead?
The journalist is dead, rather.
Yes.
Hey.
Because the first story, the first one, I said Magdan is dead.
Okay, right, sure. Hold on.
It was about electrochemicals and then salt or something.
Deputy Station Coordinator for Yadana Noah Nat Dame, who was on trial for allegedly publishing. Okay. It's dead. It's dead.
So the journalist
and figure of Ghana's premier community radio station, Radio Adan, passed on Sunday, September 17th, 2023, at his residence in Adan, in the eastern part of the Greater Accra region. The 49-year-old passed away at home. Dame had been battling with health issues since he was remanded in custody for a week from March 30th, 2023, in a legal odyssey that had taken a heavy toll on him physically, psychologically, and professionally. Noah Dame rose through the ranks to become a deputy stations coordinator at Radio Adan. A passionate professional, he dedicated his career to delivering news stories and insights to Dangme people and beyond. His distinctive voice and unwavering commitment to community service earned him They had narration of money. But Dame's health began to deteriorate following a series of events triggered by his relentless reporting on a controversial lease of the Songo Lagoon to a single investor. Okay, all right, I get it now. Okay, so he was the one who was making publications about electrochem. Okay.
Republic Press, Alan to resign. And no Mubana headliner
A big question.
A Greek minister denounces false claims regarding road construction. Redeem your funding pledges, energy minister to developed countries. Ban on funerals and mass gatherings to begin on November 13 in Aveno. Occupy Jolobi House, please meet with leaders of Democracy Hub. Leak tape to House IGP. We are buyers, recuse yourself. You are buyers, recuse yourself. It is not by force. Jampo to attach here. And no ewa hanum. Saso and a Karabakh humanitarian fears grow with thousands sleeping on Stepanaket Street. AI generated naked child images shock Spanish town of Almendralejo. You know, ewo honum. Other stories are ewa hanum say Ochiame Abuaji's death painful. Che Mensa Bonsu mourns. Other stories are benya ewo Republic Press mu essay. Central Region class snatcher beaten to death at Ewutu Bosumabina. Women in Ghana paid 34.2% less than men. And no ewo honum house. Sudan war. Army chief Baran claims he is ready for peace talks. Morocco earthquake work was huge challenge. Sasso and a gunman abduct female students in northwest Nigeria. We the Republic Press.
When so the publisher Eddie Bar, a great minister refused farmers' claims and also Ewaha. Majority leader Asenso Boache, former Bantama MP, also some the Ghanaian publisher. Political leaders sustaining corruption to be afede. No, obi hu Petre. Vomawa sweats over bribe lie, and also the front page of the Ghanaian publisher. 4th November 4th to take place in constituencies. MPP 4 Kojo Omodi Abase November 4th. Flag bearer elections na omobeye no bekoso 276 constituencies across the country and afin so party headquarters are Asalam down
but we have 275 constituencies
yes,
legally as we speak now.
Yes,
the 276 centers no the Asalam down back
yes and on 276 no statement party ne de ba to dwa edefiada and omoka Sasa and some way review winner take all provisions in the 1992 constitution. Professor J. and waka sasim was say MPP nya na MPP for one dear constitution yenyi in free government trains 1,000 hospitality staff in French. Say brady dear. Say French countries na ho hie no say for juma hotels, any guest house, any other no, your restaurant, no, in French, basic French, no mutimisia, na bibia kama.
Bonsoir.
Ça va, merci.
Ça va bien.
Comme ça.
Okay.
Non so ewa. Yeah, na bibia so GR denies claims of harassing traders, call for cooperation, and also ewa ha. CCD no depreciate kwajo against the dollar no by 22.5%. And so on the Bank of Ghana and Ediaba bullion van directive gab to blacklist financial institutions flouting orders and also when say bullion van and Crawford co attacking association Ghana Association of Bankers and the directives biaba now the Adiaba say as a financial institution be omuni so kra ti omo kire say omo ni so no mbehwe na omo yi omo kra omo bless omo kra if let's protect indigenous acts drama and art expert eno no so ediaba ti kujo say ye cantata say ye by the fireside any ade ni nyina say ye hwe ni say go back na ejai de wo TV so a Chinese ni na all country na eye nkrofo fe na omote ho kana so obi a ebetimi de aye eno eye obi ena de sa ensem we aba na information minister ewa ha government would be proactive in agenda setting. Government will be proactive in agenda setting.
Yeah, waiting for them.
Ewa ha nti omo set agenda na a story we kwejo the People's National Convention ena omo say kroma birthday a enkrofo e de demonstration na afei police for enso echichichi enkrofo oni nye ho kra wose se da no ka ye da pon na kese pa nka se ye de reflect ye de tenafie na ye holiday na nka de enkroma yama Ghana eno nko ana nka se ye de yani ehwe so no de si ye no omo de omo ye enkroma ye party omo ani anye ho kra Dr. Koto's team reposes trust and confidence in parties elections committee eno Dr. Akoto Dr. Owusu Efriye Akoto ena oni ni team de o say hey party omo elections committee no omo de mbeka bia omo pe story we fati eni beje ho pa SIGA delegation on the headed tour in China eno ewa ha ambassador Eduard Boatin ena lead delegation pa
delegation nanka meka ho me nanka me journalist no but adwuma yinti
went me anko oh nanka wa mama nko si wanan
next time
nanka wa nka na manko si wanan ana
Kafra.
nanka o kan na
ma si hwehwe
there is una me hwe na on kan nti no no so hwe no nti obehu the venerable director general at the state interest and governance authorities were leading ambassador Eduard Boatin led a 30-member delegation on a 6-day study tour in Beijing, China. Ni nyina so mo kohwe China aye ni yi a omo state institutions profit a na omo nya omo niam yi na ye die baako bi pe na etimi enya emfaso ewo ho nana Dr. Susubribi Asante expresses concern about Ghana's decline in peace ranking board chairman board member National Peace Council and ode sa ensem we aba kojo tie story we Rwanda suspend coach for Black Queens like men comment ni nyina ne se Black Queens ena ne omo Rwanda counterpart ekosi akan na branda atwamu na ye shew
ochina na ochwe
ye shew mo kama akoma enso na eno omo coach no ekọ post match press conference no
o se dey
ena okokan se de Ghana emayo no bobo no so omo sisemema o so omo sisemema kra o se your ball control oba pa de ne bojiboyi Evelyn Bedu de ne bojibo pa no so hwe Evelyn Bedu ne sere na hwe mayo yi bi omo sere ne se de
eni omo
nantu ni ade na o se ya so omo semema eno
no so training the girls
eno
I'm training that. No, you can't be a woman and be skillful in football or what. I don't know what features.
Nempombo zo ne de ye ne
Yeah, say you need.
Almost say tranche asema o kan.
Because the okay kan ye say.
Enye.
One kwa J7.
Continue that.
Ungo pe baby ntine.
Ochina return game no e wo Accra Sports.
I don't know somebody
say away any question almost 7 there.
Number
we so obu coach Ukraine sa maybe there.
Number 14.
Number bear 2010. E wo bacho.
Eva.
What that's what paper.
Mo paper ba ko pe. Na Eva anchor Democrat no people try to go tell me. Me born tell. National Security Minister dares fix the country convener to release $1 million attempted bribery recording. WAPCO's mandate is to transport gas management. And this Asamia to attaching advocates partnership says we can't rely on government to reap full benefits of oil and gas. And no, former UNESCO staffer appointed NDC youth patron. We any stories are offer the anchor double crat and bit me on working kind of mufati.
Yɛnkɔ ɛyɛ Google News na yɛmfa stories ɛwɔ hɔnom ɛmbra. Peace Council worry over Ghana's drop on Global Peace Index. We need a sound financial management system, level and Ekasa way. Saso and Netherlands ambassador tells Ghana government to create an enabling environment. Ghana trains 50 counter-terrorism officers to safeguard borders. Manufacturers of Ghana car throw more light on the e-passport features and no ewo honum. So and other stories are Ubenyawa has say. Day 3 protest over cost of living leaders moral decay end and no ewo honum. We are not against the demonstrations, Ghana Police Service and Kasa Assembly. We have succeeded in making a once clean Ghana another word for corruption. And no ewo honum. And our manufacturers of Ghana card no makai either that we munina air stories are ubenya ewo a year Google News.
Young call actnewsroom.com na anopayan fast stories ne go be infamra for near for City Newsroom say organizers of Occupy Jolobi House demo failed. Alas and Tampuli this assembly at Wija. Occupy Jolobi House.
It's failing, no. Is it like an achievement or something to be proud about or happy about? Or what?
How?
You will not address the issues
when
raised
we get into the story
by these protesters.
You be on one benchmark for a year failure. No? Occupy Jolobi House, there was no concrete basis for 3-day NPP youth wing. I am not the third richest person in Ghana. Franklin Kujo slams EC for refusing to expand voter registration venues. Other stories, they provide evidence to back bribery allegations. Issa Fuseni dares back Avomawo of Fanko. 3-story building under construction collapses. Brian Champon denies wicked allegation of destroying farms in Kwa. Or Chim Abuaji's death painful. Chimensa Bonsu and others as we are to Jubilee House is the safest place to protest. Mona hits back at police. We need some of the stories at Oko CNN.com and I'll pay a bit me home. Hey, sorry, Mrs. CityNewsroom.com. Obit me home now. I can kind of.
And if you want to know young Reuters news, Ghana to hold rate at 30% on September 25 as inflation falls. And no ewo honum. France to pull troops out of Niger following coup. Springbok fly half Poland set to play against Tonga. And also ewo honoma woko a year Reuters news and opea ubenyebi akai. Ireland beat South Africa 13-8 in bruising Paris showdown. Other stories are ewo ahanoma ubetumi akai ese nipa ni di ni ntumi mbo. Say sports. Rapinoe brings the curtain down on her fabled international career. And also
Megan Rapinoe, US female team on captain.
Okay.
After World Cup, course so in US and me among
Australia no.
Australia and in New Zealand. Omo me among homodinti worry after a fantastic career. Or just 3 World Cups. Yes, Megan Rapinoe. Or no, and then Donald Trump. Tamwa Donald Trump ye president. Omo koje World Cup. I see Donald Trump ye president ya. Omo koje presentation. Unim say America ye tradition. When you come major tournament ya what they call the seat of government. Omo kono ono de wan kobi. They be no ni Donald Trump and tokwasa ewo Twitter. Megan Rapinoe, fantastic footballer.
Fatih? CNN, a lone survivor of suspected death cap mushroom poisoning released from Australian hospital. Armenian PM takes swipe at Russia as first civilians leave breakaway Nagorno-Karabakh. Mafia boss diabolic dies in custody after nearly 30 years on the run. Italian reports say a long-awaited asteroid sample has landed in the U.S. Canada House Speaker apologizes after celebrating Ukrainian veteran who fought for Nazi units in World War II. France will end its military presence in Niger by end of 2023, Macron says. Kosovo police killed at least 3 armed attackers during an hour-long standoff. We air some of the news and as the articles at CNN.com and Opaya Bitmiyahu na wakenkan ewo ho yento aso na yemomodin ase yede eye weather update no ebebre tiefo de herefo na pay said ebe ya said yedi kankan ni nsuo to ewo miamia bi ewo enkran kroduam ho a yenya na ntie se okotudu sisi a nsuo to wo ho pantimisremu a mo amupie na moba tudu no mesremu monya hweye na nsuo to ewo ye sabia na yemfa weather update no emfamre atiefo enanopay ewo ye dwumadie ne so. Variably cloudy conditions is expected across sectors, with minimum chance of occasional thunderstorms or rain of varying intensities over a few places this morning. Partly cloudy condition is expected across sectors this afternoon. However, cases of thunderstorms and rain are anticipated later in the afternoon into the evening over most areas of the country. Early morning mist or fog patches are projected over parts of coastal, mountainous, and forest areas. So, but miamia a bang and I think a bang a panono, not as a insurable pete a bang kakra, and as a bobisi. Na sanso ene yehwe ne musa no pe no kom yamia pia na je se ewiom bi kusu kakra yehwe ne musa ensuo bitimi atototo miamia hodo bi ewo eye wo man no awia no yehwe ne musa ensuo no bitimi atoto isan se ekwa awia no mu ensuo no ewiom bi kusu bio na ewiem eye kusu saade ade na je se ensuo no na yehwe ne mu se eno so bitimi agugu ewo eye miamia bebre ewo oman kronkron Ghana. Temperature na no pen ejina between 21 degrees Celsius and 24 degrees Celsius. We are no a bit between 28 degrees Celsius to 31 degrees Celsius. And you so besanti aqua between 26 degrees Celsius and 28 degrees Celsius. If you want such a answer, no sign be and ewo or my Ghana for the next 24 hours. A Brussels set your day social media trends a for.
Yanko social media and watching some go ewo honom occupy Jolobi house and they are air trend there. Na a long shot of a year small boy beer na nim the okoye ewo occupy Jolobi house protest no asia na ojina hwa watene ne nsa ewo police for no eswa minimum asema na okacho mo eba ebpm ewo social media amanfo ka ho asem amanfo say we ene kire say oman wa ye den pa mankwala kra efili de ekoso a enkwala kra hu say yes e wo so mutumi etugu abonten na omukopɛ omuhyebre mu na eno ena amanfo ka say no so ekire the resilience of a year amanfo omukɔ protest no ene emem no ne nkwala omo eye ekrom hanom enti picture ne de eyade apiem wo social media na amanfo dodo na ehye na obankasa ema omu commentary ewo dia omo pese omo ti ase ewo picture no me de na me ka so omo mboza say yeah mu bo adwuma sana na me feel say oh yeah but obi ane se ne ohunu no any interpretation Olma enti comment eba no ebi ne Kofi say he's an NDC foot soldier waiting for appointment. Hannah say even the children are feeling the pinch. Henry see they were beggars who joined the demo for drinks and food. He doesn't understand what he did. Francis said this is symbolic of this regime, a rare case of defiance. Osman said the issues are who even sent him there? Did he go there on his own? Why did he defy all intimidation to face off with the police? Is he a stray child? Where is a child? Where is a child? Was he missing? Going in a questions amount for this. If you want my Mobad air trendy, Mobad a Nigerian artist to be watch training choir ya so we know a natural death say orchestrated so be ne no say juju na de born no say bona ye bo no wu ye say diabetes high blood pressure and a no say dan obi a entumi entre na no ena no wey any other enwoma brante yi efe mu e won 27 years of life no ama amanfoɔ ra ho bebree ɛwɔ ɛyɛ wiase mu nyinaa saa na mɛka no because ɛyɛ adeɛ a na asɛm no ato apete wiase mu nyinaa na ɛno ɛna ama okopie mu Nigeria sisi ana march upon march any candle light upon candle light ɛna amanfoɔ ɛyɛ in honor of Abrantia and I say musician Mobad saa so ɛna mo request say ɛyɛ aban and I say police for ɛwɔ Nigeria no ɔmo nhwɛ no ɔmo make sure say ɛyɛ justice deɛ ɔmo asɛve Abrantia ni bi because the fame wɔ asase so no ɛnya deɛ wɔ sɛ nipa etumi efemu na ɛbaa ne saa no ama a police for etumi ekotu Abrantia no emu no efi fam na da Abrantia no ewu ye no anadwo de suo mu be 12 midnight ɛna Abrantia ne papa say ɛkwan bia so ɛwɔ osie no ɛna mpanifo ɛwɔ community mu ne kasa so ɔntwɛn ma ade nche ansa wetumi akosie Abrantia yesi okoto ɛyɛ efunu da ɔde ba ɛyɛ Abrantia yi nkom o na yebu ne kon mu kra na yɛde na hye ɛyi no nti wo hwɛ Abrantia no mu picture na ɔda adaka no mu a ne kon akyea ɛna wanwe ne se ɛna ɔda adaka no mu no amanfo say na wo ba wutumi yɛ ne saa nipa ewu wo a wonyɛ muslim wo yɛ ɔsɔfo enti sɛ wo ba ewu a to boe sɛ abran no kra wonni ska ɔde kɔ akɔtɔ adaka ɛne ɛfa no kɔhyɛ fridge mu na to obo na tie ska na to adaka a ɔbɛkɔ mu na deda no na amanfo mbɛfa ne ho mp ɔmo last respect na wutumi bu akwala no kɔn mu ɛde ne hyɛ adaka mu amunamunu mu a ɛkɔsie no na ebi mu ka sɛ death certificate kra ebi nim saa so na mo se burial permit kra wo ni bi ɛkɔ wankasa wasɔre asase a ɔmo keka sɛ Abrantia kra ne to asase no ma wo ɛkɔsie akwala yi ɛwɔ so ɛsan ɛde cement egu nna ne so na ɔpa akyerɛ sɛn enso a police wɔ kɔbu cement no eyi mu no a ɔmo de kɔ sesisia no ɔmo kɔ akɔyɛ autopsy na ɔmo ahwɛ ɛyɛ ade a ɛma Abrantia no ewuye autopsy ɔmo ɛkɔfa mu yi ɔmo ba abɔnten bɛka sɛ autopsy no deɛ ɔmo ayɛ wie na enso no bɛyɛ sɛ 3-4 days ni Nigeria for any other people in other parts of the world trying for autopsy results na enya ade a ɔmo nsa ɛka comment ɛbaa no any Daniel say honestly this boy's father is my first suspect his girlfriend the person who took him to the hospital and the nurse are my major suspects. Helen say it's so heartbreaking. God will judge whoever has a hand in it. Joss, he been having chills and sleepless nights since his incident. I know fit even day alone for dark room again. God, please let justice prevail so his soul can find eternal peace. Nelly essay. I heard that since he wasn't embalmed, so they will see blood. How true is this? Na de be pie mo ne se omukọ tu omukọ exumi emu no efi bebe esie no na amanfo se omu se moja ewo adaka ne mu enti na ebi mo se ana na onwu ye since no need that certificate bia no e na ne papa ne pre ne ho ekosie na ebi o sha ade ne mu no na ode ne nsa pempem ade a e ma moja ba ya na eno ene na amanfo eka Nelly say and as a Julius say omo True. People know they sleep well. Oh, justice for Mobad. He will rest well, and every other person too once justice is served. Yeah, we understand any Mobad asem na. Picture bu ebe PM over the weekend. Na picture na nya ketu kra. Utumi hu say opening pa etutu ne ntoma. Ama manfo etumi eyi skegu ho. Because sikat bush etefie. Edibia ma manfo mo ye billboard ama matam billboard go yi ediesi kwan ho u betwem ana hu say yes honorable yaw osafo mafu osi ade eyo
senior presidential advisor
ena oboho a wetutu no ntoma
wadi 80 years
odigina ho a amanfo twem a na egu na omo hwe
eno ne mamo na aye sambo
ena ye picture of the day aha and I'm
send him na aye ne kama
but it's not
I don't know
it's not written anywhere say money
and only you know for sure say any man
enema say die eniem eye birthday adeɛ deɛ ɛyɛ uma ɛne wabusuafoɔ na yɛ.
Na ɔbɛyɛ hu. Nti wo dream no.
Yeah. Ana me say.
Sana osusu no.
Me susu say.
Okay.
Eba birthday ne nsɛm nneɛma say dia.
Who obi ofili so your president is also about billboard so that your man back when the billboard that way.
Na say on contest class of president da. Enti we dem feel so your president. Yemfa ne we nkosi we. Enti ɛwɔ dan ho ana ɛwɔ hefa. Kan pese me hu baby ɛwɔ.
Baby a signboard ni sinikura na ye mesre.
Se be ye oda ene.
Which means say signboard is can to me do emfui da e wo ho no.
Yeah. Timi ye niema pi.
O si ayi gata na atwa kwan ne so ana ye de asi nchen. But si ayi gata ana ya gatas.
No comment.
Na ye twa kwan ne so.
Evident we na ye dey.
Exactly.
Na ye dey.
Send the man na ye den. Of the shene
so be celebrating it there.
The man
you can't tell people how to celebrate others.
Me nimobia but odi 70 9/11 me ya me kind birthday no me ma me pa ba me the 9/11 odi 70 ne mamo enan nyame adom wo hwe ne mayi maye dwuma akese fati Land Cruiser Tierraba
na Land Cruiser ada mu disi glass mu besi
omo to si ho me say na omo de omo ma me pie ekọ hotel bi e wo beach road hey na omo
Abrantie me say Land Cruiser no omo wie na omo de share glass mu ebesi kwan ho
driver na ka ho ni fa kofi
obia embehia na
sa akwadwo me ka omo se dede me ka omo se ani
na sa man for to omo birthday party ye bibia
enti no eba we kan ebi wo ho kan unto ka ma papa
theater bush
unto ka ma papa ma papa ni nyinti ye we si ho o fama me na unso kra den kra ni give me give them na honorable yaw osafo mafo na say we no godson ne godson MP4 Ofunasi ayiri bi kura betimi ayi we di ama.
Ne godson no.
Ne godson no. Say it's open secret obi anim. Say ne godson.
But you know emfoni no aye ka ho asem na bia say yem so hunhunu ya. Okọ Happy FM Facebook. Sisi a eda ho emfoni ni da ho and what to ni kente kama. Sa billboard we. Adabia na ye adwuma bia na ye ka kire me say menkoye mu nhwehwemu no. When went to ya within the ranges of infant say 16, 17,000 to infant say 30,000.
No, depending baby I would see. Nyina aka ho bi na be sa cost. Say we dey baby
is. Think no am range no. Baby is 16, 17 to 30,000.
Baby is omuntu ahe bia. Say na we anya ofe kwadwo.
Da be nya me fe.
Sa. Say some board na yes, no,
because I don't see
white. What the 80 years?
No, I'm not saying it's 80 years now. What do you
80 years?
I'm not saying it's 80 years now. What do you know? A dispute. It's something that is good. No, you know the fresh one.
No. Say this is 80 years. We celebrate 80 years. 81. One is celebrating.
And celebrating 80 years New Year near year free. Okay.
Year free.
All right.
Ninti wo say nkrofo wu a edi 1 week keke omo ye bill since
no announce the death of the person omo announce the death of the person
anti so death any celebration 80 years birthday there na say celebrate me I would rather celebrate 80 years birthday than say obewu na ye koye no week ni akoye billboard we dey see baby that is me fachi motor udru a new plan me ne fati de fa ho kra fa ho
last time we did 60 obi be broadcast
na say me de me ni bi me wo bi me won krofo a mo be broadcast o be ya ma me menjum me wo di mi 60 kromo a me giatum o ka se me nkotwa mfoni fita na fa me tu se ya me ye o me di be si obi
And they be munye
Open your plan and
picture down.
Oh, you call cruise
a year no March. Na billboard a year no March. Who billboard that sis we mean say na say no mo year free ho. A year no March.
O de entwe homra.
Early September na that so si ho. A year we 80 years. Let's celebrate a birthday.
Special senior advisor mbo.
We a senior presidential
advisor.
Meant so.
We be assistant senior advisor
Yeah.
to the senior advisor.
Presidential advisor.
Senior presidential advisor.
Senior minister to senior presidential advisor to the president of the republic.
Yeah.
Could you say for what the 80 years?
Yo, yate.
But me ma dia na ma me na yanko.
Brother say Obiba Prince Poakwa at the sports update live on the Happy Morning Show. A TF4 near for Prince Why crowd everyone because I know him say Accra has for one of my teams Mudin Kunim.
Samsung
Barcelona a comeback. 3 goals within 9 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Follow class pa.
Yeah,
has ni Obasa.
There has an ambassador there. What's the colors yasi visa?
Yes,
me friend near group. But then run so Atletico Madrid to me Real Madrid issue makami and someone with team back.
Sa match no na
pa. Na me feel me tenasi feel.
But na Real Madrid they were very poor on the night. 3 goals ni nyina headers.
Headers nko.
Alvaro Morata.
Bye.
Say onimu say ono oye Real Madrid academy
player.
They didn't believe in him. Omo de ne kone namu a eneni was on the Madrid and no Atletico Madrid. Eni onura no ne ti opri e kan ya na atana akasa goalkeeper na odapo mu e frɛ ne Kepa Balaga. Ye ne ho kyerɛ no. Ne ho kyerɛ ne pa but yen hyase kwadwo ye hyase de a see ye bodam e see ye bodam free. Yes, enti ye see charity they say ye hyase edifie. Enti ye hyase de a yen hyase free. Thomas Fama me Ghana Premier League ene ye de hyase Ghana Premier League matches so yes match day 2 resource ni nyina ene da ho no kama na ye hyase de a na ukopie mu wo Tamala Karela United Sabrede Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium eno ma adopt as home omu free Camp Park akopie mu wo Tamale na eno na omu ne Brekum Chelsea ene de boni kamiensa ena omu sisa edigu Brekum Chelsea omu chem omu atenemu a omu antibi tie na Karela omu Camp Park ewo enyinase de akopie mu ewo Tamala na omu si omakan a edikan kra as a home team kai say omu first game of the season no omu dincho ewo bra Legon Cities echi omu ebo omu ekamienu omu antimi ansim agye kra na eno ena Evans Adomako ehye 19 minutes goal sanso ena Abrantia ye friend George Amono ehye 53rd minute na ekoye 2-0 eno ena Brekum Chelsea omo fight back enya 78 minute goal Steven Amankuna ena sheye nanso enya dia omo timitete kano at the end of 90 plus 3 minutes no na Karela United ewo Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium no na omo adi nkunim by 3-1 yemfiri hwai na yemra Accra Sports Stadium na Glorious Accra Suffolk any inso atreman ena ede eboni Accra Hasofok player and your friend Ramos eno share the 4th minute opener edema Accra Hasofok na Salifu Ibrahim ne cross wo hwepie eno ena Ramos ehia no na pine 4th minute na omo play ho eno na omo chi Dreams FC ball omo pa 20th minute first goal baaye eno berema ban ena share first goal na kutamu a ɛyɛ Amadu Diara ɛde baako ɛka ho a 2 goals to nil ɛna ɔmo kye ɔmo ɛde ɛhyɛ ɔmo a ɔmo ɛntimi ansim agye na ɔsɛe kodwo ukopie mu ɛwɔ ɛyɛ brekum bechem nso a bechem yes ɔsɛe kodwo nso ɛhyɛ 66 ɛyɛ minute go ɛde ma bechem bromche ɛyɛ Dreams FC ɛwɔ Nana Fosuji Aboɔ Park ɛbɔ mo aka baako ɔmo ɛntimi ante sanso ɛna Champions Media man so ɛkɔ kopie mu ɛwɔ Duana ɛne cruise control pa Duana ɛkye media ma ɛbɔ mo ɛka mienu ɔmo ɛntimi ante nti Bright Ejeya kopie mu ɛwɔ Ethiopia na wasan ɛnkoyie amfama na wasan ba no ebo brace announce on a return with a brace ye ɛne media ma ɔmo ho ɛkyerɛ ɔmo papa ɛno ɛnso ɛwɔ hɔ na finally kwasiada ukopie mu ɛwɔ Heart of Lions nso a na ɛyɛ Sugakope Wafa Park ɛna ɔmo de bɔ ɔmo ne Great Olympics ɛde bɔ ɛne ɔmo koteyɛ ɛkɔyɛ kokosimo awo anya bi menso manya bi ɛwɔ hɔ na saa brɛ no kraa no ansana saa game we ɛbɛtodwa no na bɔfo akwata no nso ɛtena afie wɔ Sunyane Coronation Park ɛne RTU ɛde bɔani ɛkye RTU bɔmo ɛka mienu ɛma ɔmo timu baako saa nso ɛna akɔpie mu ɛwɔ Dance Park ɛyɛ Saturday no nso a Bibani Gold Stars ɛkye Kumase Krobia Kumase Antikotoko game a akon ɛyɛ 2024 ɛyɛ qualifier na ɔmo ne Rwanda ɛyɛ second leg no ɛbɛtodwa ɛda ɔkyena yɛde ho nsɛm nyinaa yɛtena se ɛwɔ Happy Sports so a yɛde ho nsɛm nyinaa ɛbɛbrɛ yɛnkɔ amanɔne yɛkɔ amanɔne deɛ a ntɛntɛm a yɛmobɔbɔ so sɛdeɛ ɛyɛ yɛnhyɛaseɛ Bramo Lane akɔpie mu ɛwɔ Bramo Lane ɛhɔ na Sheffield United ɛtena fie ɛma Newcastle United ɛkɔbɔ mo ɛka maako enwɔtwe yɛmfa ɛyɛ Premier League ɛyɛ EPL ɛyɛ resource ho asɛm ɛna mekan EPL resource fama me yes enti yɛhyɛaseɛ deɛ a Sheffield United ɛtena fie ɛma Newcastle United ɛkɔbɔ mo ɛka maako enwɔtwe home ɛnyɛ cricket scoreline no ɛyɛ football ɛna utie no 8 different scorers ɛna hyɛ ɛde ma ɔmo ɛwɔ hɔ a Eddie Howe ɛne ne mmeranteɛ no ɛte dɛdɛn pa Anthony Gordon ɛhyɛ bi sanso ɛna Sean Longstaff ɛhyɛ bi Bruno Guimaraes ɛhyɛ bi 8 different scorers ɛna ɔmo di nkunim ɛwɔ hɔ ɛde ma Newcastle United yɛm free hɔ ne yɛnkɔpie mu big one na yɛ North London Derby Arsenal ɛtena fie ɛwɔ Emirates ɛne Tottenham Hotspurs ɛde bɔani Ange Postecoglou ne ne mmeranteɛ no ɛkue mu wɔ hɔ a na ɔmo hwɛ sɛ ankanka 4 continuous ɛyɛ match ni na ɔmo nkugo ha na ɔmo di wɔ Emirates no nanso we de antimi ama so Sonhimi ɛbɔ brace ɛma Christian Romero ɛhyɛ ongo ɛkɔse ɛyɛ penalty ɛma abrante friend Bukayo Saka ɛbɔ hyɛyɛ nanso Jorginho ɛkɔyɛ mistake ɛno ɛna ɔmo panso ya ne pass no ɛkɔma Sonhimi ɔbɔ second goal ɛde ama Tottenham Hotspurs game no ɛndi 2-2 na Chelsea nso ɛtena fie ɛma Aston Villa Oli Watkins ɛkonya the only goal ɛwɔ bra na Chelsea their man down ni nyinaa ne sɛ ɔmo abrante ɛkotwaayɛ ɛgye red card kotwa ɛde red card na ɛno ɛna Mauricio Pochettino ɛne ne mmerante a na ɔmo ti hɔ mu yie Chelsea nneɛma nkɔ yie ɛmfɛ ma ɔmo te Stamford Bridge ɛma Lucadini enya assist no ɛde ma ɔmo a na Oli Watkins tight angle pa ɔbɔɛ na ɛne Robert Sanchez ɛntintimi anya ho hwee kra na atena awoso ɛde ama Aston Villa ɔmo di nkunim ba a long goal ɛwɔ hɔ Liverpool nso ɛtena fie ye Liverpool ɛtena fie ɛma West Ham ɛkɔtɔ twɛ kane ɔmo rally back Mo Salah ɛhyɛ bi Darwin Nunes ɛhyɛ bi na Diego Jota nso ehye 3-1 ɛna ɔmo hyɛ Kudus Mohammed ɛyɛ West Ham United ɛwɔ hɔ. Other results epiepie mu ebi enso ni Brighton ɛkye Bournemouth ɛbɔ mo ɛka miɛnsa ɛma Bournemouth ɛte mu baako medican ɛde Sheffield anyway ɛma ne Saturday no nso no na defending champions Manchester City ɛdi nkunim saa nso na Manchester United nso ekopie mu ɛwɔ Burnley ekodi nkunim a ada results nso epiepie mu ebi enso no yenkopie mu La Liga ote se na meni sefa ɛkan na big one no ɛyɛ Madrid derby a etodwa ɛwɔ Vicente ɛyɛ Pejuan ɛwɔ Ibra Atletico Madrid ɛtena fie na Madrid ɛhwɛ sɛ nka 100% ɛyɛ record a ɔmo start La Liga na nka ɔmo eni nkuguo no ɛbɛto aso na Alvaro Morata ɛhyɛ brace ɛna Abranti a yɛfrɛ no Griezmann, Antoine Griezmann so ɛde baako ɛka ho. Abranti a yɛfrɛ no Toni Kroos ɛhyɛ consolation no ɛde ma Real Madrid ba ɔmo di nkuguo by 3-1 ɛwɔ hɔ a for the first time in 14 matches involving Real Madrid ɛne Atletico Madrid no ɔmo edi nkunim ɛwɔ hɔ. Other results no ebi enso ne Real Sociedad etnefie echi Hetafe bomo ekanan ema omuti emu miensa Rayo Vallecano nso etnefie ene Villarreal ekoti obi ahye ne nyonko baako Las Palmas enso tenefie ene Granada Las Palmas ehye Granada ekabaako Real Betis so ene Cadiz nso koti obi ahye ne nyonko maako bad news edema ekopie mu ewo French Ligue 1 no ukopie mu a bad news Kylian Mbappe epraye onya ankle injury na emom Paris Saint-Germain etimi ebom homodin back to winning ways ewo bra omoche Marseille ebom eka mako enan eka mako enan ena omo bom a Marseille entimi ante Ashraf Hakimi ehye goal ni bi Kolomwani ehye 2 goals sanso ena Gonzalo Ramos nso ehye bi ewo ho ema omudi enkunim. Other results a epiemu Ment etimi Ment etena fie Masbok ekosho mo ekabaako Havre enso ene Clermont enso have she Clermont ekamienu ema Clermont etimu baako Lens enso ehye kamienu Toulouse etimu baako Montpellier ene Reims ehye obia ntimi anhye bi ewo saa game num and 0-0 ewo ho na yemfa we ensore so yede sore so dia ukopie mu ewo era defisi ewo Ajax Holland dia game a omne final e de boani Sunday no game no omo abandon game no in 56 minute and a home supporters hwei eno oba Facebook a oba be hu say streaming pictures e da home supporters no na ekamiensa yo Johan Cruyff Arena no na visitors a friend of no akoshe eka mako miensa ne no ena supporters of Ajax say ye eden na eto ye si ema game no eto aso a ombe she kabe enwekra te said the West Ham te said the Newcastle share Sheffield ni bi eno na omo start na omo to niema ejapa ene firecrackers omo tutu edi gu eye pitch ne so ema referee ogina mu no said debi game we ye so a enye yi ema eye Amsterdam police for nso ETCC eye pitch ne so control supporters na omo to niema eba na eno ena yes for a statement abase this type of behavior is not part of AS and somewhere omudi aba no omo say sa to trust someone omo supporters no ebeye no enye ade a AS for esoso kra statement any game no omo abandon game na referee ni chair say yentoa game ni so no and omo de start statement e de eba ya omo say and someone ekos no enya de a omo so kra any a police for etoto tear gas pa edigu supporters no mu pa e ma supporters no bi ho kire mo ne no na Amsterdam police etire mu se ade a supporters no ye no enye ade a eye ade papa kra nti omo achichichi bi mu a omo de omo be hwehwehwe omo nsem na ɔmo de ɔmo akɔpie mu ɛwɔ court wei so ɛna megyina na mede nsɛm no nyinaa aba na wieɛ ɛwɔ happy morning show yi so me a mede sports update yi ɛbaa yi mede ne Prince Obiba Poakwa Brown na nsɛm a mabobɔ ɔbɔ so nyinaa yɛtena ase ɛwɔ happy sports so a yɛde emu nkyerɛmu koro gye ɛbɛbrɛ wo twɛn yɛn yɛba.
They said they wanted speed. They said they wanted power. They said they wanted happy.
98.9 FM. Energy and Kwan. Energy and Kwan. Happy FM 98.9.
A bank that supports you. A bank that cares for you. Hand in hand, we stand with you. So lift your head.
Pure wa betumi ayo. Na sika ni ho dia so problems nko se sika ho a niam pure ho betumi ayo. Sika de mu bia na da sika de ensuo ni to mia pie won krakrodium ha baby wo ha e to gidigidi baby wo e to nwenwen mesra mu amo a monam kwan so amo ka hyen no eni de mu a aya mu nyanto boase okoso so ensuo ni to se aya na kwan so no eso aya tro kakra enkankan ne kwan no a aya eto da bia enye no nyese to da bia kwan no a enye no kwan a potholes wo so bebrebe no ensuo ni to se ene ensuo na kwa akotem to wanhwe ne ya wunhunu potholes no mesrawo kwan bia nam so bia no nyanto boase sanso ana mu afiansa na mu frifie epie abakrom no ensuo to okrom enti mesrawo a wo ba atade a wo se obetimi ahya ema awonko mu no na wahye mesrawo ani die mu a Baby Kafza in control say in collaboration with the Language Center of the University of Professional Studies Accra. Yeah, the Baby Kafza spelling G competition no bremo misremo amunim de e wo mu amukrom kasa mu no. We akansi a obetimi edu ho aba be hyehye misre number obetimi afre na odu ho ahya akansi no enini 0560 700 700 0560 700 700 and 0244 466 149 0244 466 1449. Na nyina ne se akansi we akansi yes ye na yama amanfo ada o talent in their respective languages ga chi ever Hausa Dagbani Nzema Omo amaso ya sanemi this adwumadi ebrewo Language Center for the UPSA City Maker Honest Workers. Media partners your Happy 98.9 FM and a YFM. Open to papa in fashion design in Mr. a Task Fashion Institute. Kuana meet me account for the amawo. Entianeno, more pepperson pesemuji and Titiana Samuji addition fashion design mono. Task Fashion Institute, some control say your courses be to say garment construction for both male and female, fashion illustration and designing, textile and designing, leather work, communication skills in English, and a business management courses. Yeah, the infirm you know, and it is anti-tiano edema war. Nanso mama ka say a 1 year short course wo ha no so betimi do ho ahye mu wa o na otwemu ni nyina onya bre na o ma mesua de no ye weekend classes wo ha no so betimi aba as a memenda say that so no betimi aba bagentete here. Task Fashion Institute awards accredited certificate after your tenure as a student. Your hostel facilities are available for omo free treatment bench your mobile base and your flexible terms of payment to how I between what we have also a well-equipped production laboratory and also for practicals, comfortable and well-ventilated classrooms. And on top of that, there were exceptional teachers on betimi achira wade omunim de in fashion design on betimi achira wade amanatimi abro ye mo atiase what ase we achira kwan yo McCarthy Hill number ni friend ni nkita ho si 0503 020 094 0503 020 094 oko eye abefontin tankese so www.tatsedu.com Facebook Instagram Tats Fashion Institute. penkonya papa good dem na eye walanka dwa no a wode na si wani so se desi abe no ho ade wo round dem na ni age o bathroom ho nya kama misrewa sesa ho sanso na nkonya odisi abonten de ede gi ahoho okọ eye owura David Tamakloe fie ho a nkonya odisi abonten de gi ahoho na ha otena mu a foche na musa say for nkonya no so Danube Homes Dubai's leading furniture house. Then they were crowded. Then they said, one more year, 60% flash sale. A free Sabria on 5th of October 2023 on outdoor furniture, gazebo, garden accessories, selective dining set, bed set, and sofas. I do not want you to miss this particular promo. For what do you have Uncle James to see? If you're a client, Olusegun Obasanjo Way, opposite Allied Heights Office, Jolu, Accra, Ghana. Friend, 34 0509 403 664. Enkonya pa de otena so otimi dwuna dwene pa. Enkonya otena so anaje se omu ye ya otoyo ya na da bisa enkonya no enye enkonya pa. Open enkonya pa de a Danube's Home, Dubai's leading furniture. Open bed set papa Danube's Home. Oko Facebook Danube's Home. Danube's Home, Dubai's leading furniture house. My main fa we intro to na say Minka was said on the 29th of September 2023. Yankobon me fear da be ya. Yeah, but I'm a summon. Thank you. I'm a summon lorry station. Ho, any idea pa ho da bang. Ye kitiki happy on wheels no. Ye de ba be see ye Ghana 4. Timamu fo nyina edin kita ho. Ye din komo afan semo e koso ama summon potem ho. If bio and semo e koso ma kronkron Ghana mu no. Ye bedi enye nyina eho enkomo e wa ama summon on the 29th of May, on the 29th of September, Missy May, Pese quite you. As an amount for any birthday, as Isaac didn't soon to say, as if I call so extend the year, a Christmas, by another 5 months. I don't watch that, I mean, said that they are not from 29th of September 2023. Fiada we are, if Fiada we are, my summer lorry station, any idea, Sissy Quacobo, your dear Pahua, the baby before, Eddie Brett, here for their phone, live on Happy 98.9 FM on your Facebook, as well as on our affiliate across the country. Na eno so asemo we se obomodia editu kotudwem na oditu usiremu David Tamakloe ababetena say the managing editor for the WhatsApp newspaper wono mabedwafo ba ko wono odi kan ababetena say dia we be say ye ntwane tawtawtaw because ene no ensem bebre nego apon so aye adwene say ebedi eho enkomo na ye di nsem ho nkomo dia na kire say wa onim David mama watch mo akwa ba. We just say bomba ko de. Zedi hu na otwemienu na otwemienu.
E won kwan de. Say the way I dey tie no. I a friend say papa bi na o car taxi wo. Ko bi pono so.
Esro ho.
Odru so na no edumja. We jemusa na ko. I trust a two plan. I trust a two plan.
Is it a two plan? You drew no James as a two plan. We listen bombo ko de. There are yes, it's on kanache. Wa ba de na wa ba obi be se. Na is nkomo no e wo ho no na wo se ye hyase. Na ye de churches. Maminka wo say ye twen ye nua obin manu ono ye editor for the Ghanaian Post that work rata no. Ono so wa be ken sa na ono so na dwentro wo no. Yedi nkomo no bi afri ne ho na yencha semfam free occupy jelobi house na police brutalities matters arising somewhere course so efri enanu efiada ekope memenda enfa say yawada fiada memenda meboa yawada na hyase efiada omotokoso na memenda omotokoso de akoso with regards to protesters any police for entenyo ahwe course wo de kowi achiremi ache protesters including journalists international journalists yedom kogu different police cells in Accra. They are released. The subsequent insistence by organizers say was a tension protest no omumpu they will organize it and they did that on Friday. They did that on Saturday as well. And some people every mobile. There are a couple of individuals I was saying, say, the young people of this country, I said they are not really serious, especially Oshe and Simbi a course. So, and I said, maybe a course so during the conduct of the protest. Some are saying, say, it was a botched demonstration and it did not yield the needed results. I mean, you are doing on from Thursday up until Saturday. Yeah, course one.
Let say medical ama omo ye trend ni nyina mopia sesane ka no
Mopia.
I think that they have done very well. They have stood up for the country, and I think that the messages they have sent across have been well heard by the people. It's not clear whether government has gotten the message yet, but there will be an opportunity for them to get clearer. I think that what happened over the weekend, from Friday to Saturday, the police assault, the attempt to, again, openly curtail voices of dissent, it's a shame to Ghana. We have, particularly for the Fourth Republic democracy, I think it's about 3 decades or more now. And it's very important that the world see us as progressing rather than retrogressing. If what happens over the weekend is anything to go by, it only gives you a picture of how bad our democracy has been handled over the period. Minya, if you watch since 1992, there has always been complaint about governments. There have been protests one way or the other from 1992 to today. Some of the people who led those protests, the very famous protests, one of them is the president now, President Nana Akufo-Addo. If you ever heard the Alliance for Change, the Kumi Preko, it still stands as one of the biggest demonstrations, if not the biggest, in this country. And one of the leaders of those demonstration was President Akufo-Addo. Some of these issues landed in court and all that, where he supposedly defended the protesters. So how did it happen that under his tenure, any attempt, every effort made at expressing the people's frustration to government is subjected to physical abuses and, in some instances, verbal abuses from mostly illiterates? I think that the only way, I was thinking about it over the weekend, I think that the only way I can understand this is perhaps the president and his handlers, having realized they have failed all the promises they have made to Ghanaians prior to coming into government, is probably looking for a way to ease themselves out, to legitimize their failure. That is the only explanation I can. Because, I mean, I would have thought that President Akufo-Addo is a Democrat. If I follow the history, if I don't know him personally, I'm a journalist, so I've dealt with all these things, and I know the nitty-gritties of them. So if you want to ask me whether President Akufo-Addo is a Democrat or not, it will be a debate we will do. But to the public,
But you believe that, or a Democrat?
I don't think so. And I'm saying that it will be a debate. Even within me, I will have to debate it, because there are instances, I mean, that we have not put out in the public that shows that he is not a Democrat. But it's
So there are contradictions.
There are contradictions. And I'm saying that even to the public, the general public, if you watch his history and you don't know, it should be easy for you to say the man is a Democrat. But what we are seeing under his tenure is even, how do I put it? to the public who not to us journalists who understand him very well, have followed the trajectory. It's not everything you put out there, but I'm saying that to the general public who sees him as a Democrat, are beginning to even doubt it.
You
And
feel
that is
so?
very bad for him.
You feel so?
I think so. I feel so. And you tell me what happened over the week. I cannot sit here and say it was done by the police. These were instructions from the highest places. It couldn't have been done by the police. Following what had happened throughout the 7 years of Akufo-Addo's rule, I cannot sit here and say that the police did what happened at the 37 roundabout areas over the weekend when Vomawa and Co were demonstrating.
What makes you think that? What makes you think that? Whatever the police did, any action they took during the day, was not on their own volition. Namely, it was somebody who was sitting at the top, rather pulling the strings and directing the police as to how they're supposed to.
Well, I mean, if it's not that obvious, I mean, I can just point to what happened with this tape leakage recently. I mean, you followed it. You followed the political, ambivalence that has, people go and talk to people at the highest places before things happen. But I'm saying that if you see the conjecture of the police, it was obvious what happened was not professional. And we have very, very professional people leading the police now. It is only when politics takes the better part of the day that what had happened over the weekend happens. So I want to take the opportunity to re-emphasize what happened over the weekend. That we can allow any government, we can forgive any government who abuse the laws and, decide to corrupt the system, plunder our resources. That can be forgiven. But we cannot forgive a government which tries to silence our voices. It won't happen. And so, what is happening? There is going to be a bigger one. I am urging all the demonstrators, those who demonstrated over the weekend, those who have done demonstrations, those who intend to demonstrate, to coordinate their efforts and send the clear message to government that we are not going to allow our voices to be curtailed. They said those who prevent peaceful demonstration make way for a violent one. We don't want our democracy to be truncated again. And so we have to take the privileges given us by the Constitution to address issues. And government must listen. They can listen and decide they want to do what they like. But you cannot use the people's power to pummel them, to truncate their voices. It's not going to happen in this country. People are willing to shed blood for that. So the government must listen and listen very careful. We can deal with their failures, but we cannot deal with an attempt to kill our voices. That won't happen. So I am sending message to all the democratic forces, those who believe in our democracy and want to protect it, to keep themselves together, to pull themselves together and send a clear message to government that as for our voices, our freedom to speak, we shall guard it jealously.
But there are a couple of individuals who are attempting to rubbish your course on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And there is a news article here, and it's attributed to the youth wing of the governing New Patriotic Party. They dismissed the 3-day protest organized by the pressure group Democracy Hub. They are saying that in a statement, the youth organizer of the NPP, Salam Mustafa, said, and I quote, "I tried so hard in the 3 days of the protest to take home the most salient reason and demand for the protest, but nothing concrete except for the usual rhetoric of fixed road, motorway, cost of living, and other tangentials, which borders on politics." Mustafa, however, condemned the actions of the police during the first day of the occupied Jolobi House demonstration on Thursday, September 21st. But the key is that Also, I said, baby, comporting. Not the demonstrators were actually agitating for.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure you expect anything from the party wing, the MPP party wing. You don't expect anything. I've heard the likes of Abua Papun. Is that how they call him?
That's the deputy communication director of the New Patriotic Party.
No, there's this guy who works with Ghana Gas.
Yeah, he's a deputy communication director of the NPP
Okay,
as well.
so I've heard the likes of him made very silly comments, but that's their opinion as to what government needs to know as far as the demonstrators are concerned. I gathered that they do not want their voices to be kept. As for the issues of governance regarding what ECC is doing, how government has borrowed so much and failed to do anything with it, how government is abusing procurement processes, the corruption in the government and all that. I think that we all know them by now. And of course, the media is unearthing a lot of them. Parliament is unearthing a lot of them. Recently, I have heard the issue of monies that GMPC is trying to borrow through the back door without recourse to Parliament. Those are issues that we don't need to tell government anymore. The processes are being taken by parliamentarians to ensure that not sidestep in their duties. The issue of road. If you are on the road, you don't need to be told that government, in spite of telling us that they launching the year of road, and it's about 2-3 years now. I mean, nothing has happened. The roads have gotten worse than they ever have been. We know that this government has talked about corruption, prior to coming to government. And I mean, the NPP party talked about corruption prior to coming to government. Corruption is worse. We are going to talk about borrowing.
Yeah.
Before it came to power, on the records, the debt they came to meet was 120 billion Ghana cedis. Today, we are talking about 575.5 billion.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's nothing to see for it. And so we can go on and on and on. If government and its followers think that there is nothing to complain about, there is nothing the demonstrators have said, let them sit and they are quiet. With time, they will get to know.
You feel that there was substance in the demonstration that was conducted?
You don't think so?
No, I'm just asking because based on what others are actually
But apart from
saying.
asking, you and I know the substance of what is demonstration used for? Is to register to the frustration of the demonstrators to government and to whoever they're demonstrating to. And we all know the issues. I've listened to some of the, celebrities who joined, made mention of hardship and all that. The hardship is everywhere. You and I are feeling it. Unless we are being hypocrites about it, or we must keep quiet because we need to follow blindly. There's hardship in every corner of this country. The only places we don't see the hardship are the few people who have government appointments and who can stack money at places they cannot account for. So, as for the substance of the demo, if you haven't gotten any substance in it at all, from Friday to Saturday, they were able to tell the police that you cannot stop us. And that message is clear. If they don't see the substance of it, the message that you cannot stop us and that it is the right of Ghanaians to demonstrate is very clear on the surface of it. Isn't it? So to say that there is no substance is just to scratch their heads and
do you have the feeling, say, and somewhat the protest edit too, as you mentioned, say if authorities that are in power have not had the opportunity to hear or listen to, and somewhat demonstrators edit too, they will obviously have the time to actually listen, because we talk about economic crisis, we talk about economic changes, the deterioration in livelihood among for are going through, living standards are falling in. But the government at a point in time had acknowledged that and
so they've acknowledged.
And
We've appointed you to govern. No man Koyi, whose cause is it? We're just talking about the debt. It was 120 billion, and you have taken it to 575. What accounts for it? What are you doing? You cannot complain to us. Just a few years ago, they took the street and told us that if you are elected to govern, you govern. You don't complain to the citizens who elected you. So they are fair. Clearly, there's so much wastage in the system. You have so many of them. Sometimes, I mean, you don't know where to even start from. From the crater they have there as what's the name?
National Cathedral.
National Cathedral to the remnants of the fair. We have a lot of them, too many of them. Has this government told us that they were going to build 115 hospitals? As we speak now, our debt is, look, the debt we have now, we are not even paying. After the debt exchange, it means that we are rescheduling our debt to a later date. Yet we are borrowing more. If we borrow more, all we are doing is to use it to repay some of the interest. Okay? To pay interest. It means the debt is accumulating. So there is no future. And this is where President Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia have brought us. And this we cannot talk about. We can't talk about.
Let me throw in some dust from the press statement. The youth wing of the New Patriotic Party released here, and I'm reading from paragraphs 4 downwards. I say, and I read, I am a patriot of this country, and also seek what's best for us all. We have all been affected by hardships brought upon us due the economic crisis we have been through since 2021. It's imperative to point to the ravaging consequences of COVID-19 and the current supply chain disruptions caused by the war in Eastern Europe.
That is nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Gibberish. We've heard this over and over again. And there's no substance in what he's saying anymore. Look, so did they give away government because they went through hardship?
No.
When the previous government was going through the UMSO and all that, were giving excuses. What did they tell us? What did they tell us? Do you remember some of them? They said it was wastage. And there has never been a wastage in the system that we are seeing today. At that time, the previous government did not build this crater they call a cathedral. Trade fair was at least functioning. They were building hospitals and schools. And then they told us that there was wastage, and that was the reason. I mean, Bawumia's lectures, I'm not that savvy to go through those lectures anymore. But I'm saying that if you send your mind back a little to what they said in 2016, 2015, and just suppose it with what they are saying, that what is in that statement, it is total gibberish. It's an insult to even, put that statement out. But clearly, the government has failed. We don't mind. When you elect government, you give them 4 years. They fail or they do well. They have failed. But we are saying that when they have failed, the Constitution allows us to vent our frustration. They cannot stop that, and they should not attempt to do it anymore. Because the demonstration, they are going to come. It's going to be nationwide. They should prepare for it. If they are going to continue governance like this, they should prepare for it. Because the issue of trying to stop anybody...
As you're a prophet.
I'm a Ghanaian, and I have frustrations about their governance. I have been quiet all
the
this
fact
while.
is that demonstrations will be happening across the country.
I'm saying that there will be demonstration across the country, just like Kumi Preku happened, just like Akufo-Addo led Alliance for Change. It is going to happen. It will happen in a grand style. So if they think that attempting to stop them is what will prevent the demonstration, if you saw what happened on Friday, by Saturday, numbers were more. But the numbers are going to be much, much bigger. And so they should prepare for it. If what they think they can do is to stop people from demonstrating.
They just say they are fixing the roads. The roads that we are complaining about, they are fixing the
We
roads.
drive on them all the time. Are your roads being I don't know where you live. Even those who live around airport hills, like even they still miss the potholes on the way. They still miss the potholes on the way. But I mean, I think the government should, if there are, I think there are people advising them. They should listen to wise counsel and stop this thing of attempting. If any government will stop demonstrators, it shouldn't be Akufo-Addo government. It should not. It should not, because then it makes anyone else who followed Akufo-Addo when he was demonstrating look like a fool. But it's better he looks like a fool than to make those who followed him look like a fool. So they should not. It's so offensive to the spirit of our institution, and particular to the morals that he has championed over the years.
Is this likely to have any impact on the fortunes of the NPP?
Fortunes of MPP?
During the...
that will be left to the electors. It's
to
not
decide.
for me to say, but if you see what is happening on the street, unless you have some quiet, so
there'll be can events cast their shadows.
Well, it's always been, if governments fail, they get a kick. And so that is in blueprint that they have failed. And so the electors are going to decide on that. But I'm saying that whilst we have 1.5 or so years, years to go, they still have the responsibility and obligation to give us good governance. And that we demand from them, and we shall demand till the 7th of January 2015.
2015.
Exactly.
But one of the
2025.
2025, sorry. One of the key issues that surrounded this particular demonstration has been the leader of the demonstration, Ura Ayabaka Vomao, who, according to a national security minister, say over the alleged video or tape of an attempted bribery of a tune of $1 million US. Say onyai dioye noa on famra bonting.
Well, the point is I don't need to actually listen to that audio. I know what the national security under Kandapa is capable of doing.
What do you mean?
I said I know what the national security under Kandapa is capable of doing.
What is the national security under Kandapa capable of doing?
Well, we've seen a whole lot. We've seen a whole lot. Some of them you can't really say. I'm a journalist. I've led some of the journalist associations. Okay, I know a lot that happens when the national security needs to coerce people, to get people to stop doing things. So I don't need to see the tape. I don't have evidence of bribery of Vomao. That is what he said. Vomao is a lawyer, and he knows what he said. And I think that if the national security, is so concerned about what he said, they go to court. That's what the court is there for. They go to court. We don't need these rhetorics in the media. They should go to court and say we did not bribe him, and because that will be defamation. If Kandapa, the national security coordinator, calls someone and says that I'm giving you $1 million, they said, to what's her name, to stop
whatever
demonstration. That is defamation, because bribery is crime. So if the whole national security coordinator is doing it, and is alleged to have done it, then it behoves on him to go to court. So he should go to court.
He should go to court.
He should go to court.
But is it not also incumbent on the person who is alleged and so be proved?
It borders on his integrity. So that is an integrity issue for him. But for Ghanaians, the person who has the power, he's been given political power to lead our national security. If he's engaging in bribes, as alleged, I think that he needs to go to court because he holds a much higher responsibility towards the people than Vomao.
Robin Manu, editor for the Ghanaian publisher. Robin Manu, about Tenancy. Is Robin Manu? Miama Kwabai. I'm just
Kwani Nyens was one elite.
Okwani, yeah.
That is not a fair question to ask.
Oh, W, say, yeah, or no, I can't
No,
Miss
because you
Macam.
see, Ghana High, before 2016, we were told in a certain book called Green Book, say, yeah, acquire work room. So why are we complaining about say acquiring it? At a quina, yeah, a buying beam wrestle, yeah, quine on a buying for bar, not quina in Asiana.
Maybe quite yeah.
That's not a fair
quite.
So it means that the Green Book lied to you and to a large.
I didn't see my quite in the Green
Book. But the Green Book told us, why your crew have quine. They told us, that's what they told us. But let me, okay, so, I
don't know, yeah, no.
It was a question in here. My question.
It was a fair question. Because maybe I may point A, maybe I may if free or a bahasino. Maybe I acquire your case because of baby I met. And then interest baby I water and I say be a summer city. Can be the same.
That's a quine united the same. That's no maybe that's why I specified it. So
which are at T4. Now I apologize for coming late. Obviously the weather and I took certain things also for granted anyway, and that led to the delay. Oh, I'm not too sure. Say me, I mean, a quiet if you set out to say Ubedru has say 5 p.m. You don't wait. Say because a quiet year and as a quiet year, you just have to look at your time then. But of course, maybe not me the discussion, and sometimes it's always good to listen and not be part of the discussion, so that you ask yourself, say, what is happening? Because listening to David about the police and the being ordered around, look. At some, of course, we all have political persuasions, and we cannot hide it. I mean, David Ituwe, he has a wish that a certain political party comes to power. I also have a wish that a certain political party is in power. So we cannot hide it. But adia a fa or mine say enya, it doesn't matter who is in power. Enya. We can analyze all demonstrations in Ghana. If we 1992, ABC 2000, there was a major demonstration, I say Alliance for Change. And it was the only demonstration in the history of Ghana, and I said in the history of this republic, yakwa nipabe and nayo say enum ehre.
Yeah.
We saw demonstration free wa demonstration bi anywhere esia nipa den ahre omo na obi ahre ne nkwa. And Alliance for Change, what was the motive? What was their team? Their team was that Ayeden, which has always been the basis among for indigenous or organizing demonstration. Has the police been cooperating? I will say the police largely have cooperated with organizers of demonstrations, especially when we came to the Republic, where the police feel that no, they based on their own intelligence, because really before they also agree, they also have intelligence. And the police will say no, we will go to court, because that's the only way to stop the demonstration. Because one, per the constitution, which David will be able to explain better, no organizer of demonstrations is really under any obligation to inform the police, say, may call demonstration. No. They do inform the police. It sounds like a public activity. And so they will need some form of protection. But they don't ask the police, they don't need to seek permission from the police say, call demonstration. That is not in the constitution. And they will just inform the police. And the reason they inform the police is to ensure that there's order, there's security. Say no more car say you be intimate concordance in hunu. Was so your demonstration will be so at the shop turn idea. You won't mean my demonstrator and I say somebody participating in your demonstration and concordance in hunu will be shop. And so that's why the police is involved to guide and to ensure that there's order. mostly, a misunderstanding about between the police and organizers is always about baby or mobefa. I mean, when I wasn't with part of the CGA leadership in terms of organizing demonstration, but I covered CGA demonstrations from the one up to the end. Up to the end was up to when Professor Mills came to power. That was when CGA demonstrated. In fact, the only demonstration they had after Professor Mills coming to power was the one they presented a petition to the seat of presidency or government at that time over something that needed to be done. I think it had to do, was it about the Ivorian situation and whether or not Ghana should participate or not participate? I'm not too sure, but we can still check it out. But from that time, no demonstration the police have always had issue. The police have always had an issue with organizers. So back 2008, there was a demonstration. Late Ama Benua Do, then the NDC women organizer, late Araba Tegu, very strong NDC woman, very strong and dedicated woman.
She's late now.
Yeah, she's late. Yeah, they were messed up. Yabuomo.
That's a Wahala demo.
Yes. Yabuomo ankasa. The police had given them, your friends, a permit for that demonstration. But the organizers said that, look, they want to go to the castle. At that time, the seat of government was at the castle. And the police says no. So that demonstration, President Mahama was part of it. He left along the way. Late President Mills was part of it. He left along the way. The whites were part. In fact, all those who matter. It was a Wahala demonstration being organized by CGA, but it was to benefit the NDC. So the NDC leadership were deeply involved.
That's a very wrong account. You see, this is your opinion of it, and don't make your opinion look like.
Which unfortunately, I'm entitled to those opinions.
It was Wahala demonstration.
It was a Wahala demonstration. Deeply involved in it were elements of the NDC, including a presidential candidate, including a running mate, including the thinkers of the party.
Yeah,
so if you say it was to benefit the NDC, of course, CJ, who were CJ? Mr. Kwasi Pratt, Dan Hoyes, to be Kwachi and others. They were the CJ.
Kwasi Pratt is NDC. I asked you a question.
I said, who were the CJA?
Yes, you said the
I said Kwasi Pratt. Assuming I mentioned 10 names. That's a Bob Akuno odd one. What does it tell you? But moving on, that demonstration, Ghana Police Service had granted permit or had granted the demonstrators the route. And they complied with the route. Except so Mudu Jubilee House or Mudu Castle Junction, almost on Bekoho. And that was where your friend say, Mr. Kofi. That I think he was then the regional police commander also.
For the Greater Accra region.
Exactly. Our say charge. We all remember those things. I checked. But I was part of it. Was not my coverage. Fast forward. 2016. Let my vote count. Ghana Police Service not on my permit for the demonstrators to use. And they complied with it. Most of the time, when they give permit, the organizers comply because, the police, they also have security issues to deal with. So there are places they won't allow you to pass. So, because, there will be that dialogue between the organizers and then the police service so that there will be a decent arrangement and agreements where baby will be abefa. Let my vote count. What were they seeking to achieve? One, they were just asking that the Electoral Commission of Ghana compass a new voter register. That was all they were asking. And then, so they decided that on their demonstration, let my vote count. David Asante, Kabila, and all those people. Obviously, it wasn't an MPP it wasn't an MPP sanction. It was benefiting the MPP because MPP as a political party at IPAC were insisting that a new voter register should be compiled.
And that the old one is bloated.
Exactly.
Bloated.
Exactly. And so when people decided to demonstrate, it wasn't a demonstration that would make us an MPP demonstration. But obviously, all the persons involved, MPP for all the organizers involved were MPP for.
But Wahala Demono said there were other civil society organizations. So
Like-
are you saying that
Like what?
the other civil society
Like
organizations
what?
not normal, so
Like what?
they
Like-
were
like-
working for
like-
the interest of the National
Which
Democratic
civil society
Congress?
organization? Which one?
Because it wasn't just the NDC. Was it just the NDC or just the element of NDC in Kwano organized
Those
Wahala
I
demonstration?
saw, because I was giving coverage, the press conferences prior to the demonstration and the demonstration itself. I had been involved in CJ. On the demonstration, Okujeto, Ablakwa, friends,
Omane Boam met
Omane
them
Boama
and all
and
that.
others. More or less, CJ became a major platform for Omane Boama, your friend is saying, Okujeto, Ablakwa, and others.
So why is this historic analysis going?
No, I'm giving you demonstrations and how things has been, so that when you say it was ordered or the police were instructed to do something, the question I want to ask, and as neutrals, you and I presume neutrals, as the question I'm asking is, on what basis will you say that what happened on Saturday, which we all condemn, was instruction from a higher power? If you are going to say that, then are we concluding, say, my friend said, all previous demonstration that has happened, which has resulted in, friends saying, incidents at Enyeno, were all sanctioned by a higher powers. Is that what you're trying to say? Because your friend is saying, Nano DAC. Okay, before I even let my vote, I haven't finished. So when they went, they were supposed to present a petition to the Electoral Commission, which was the main objective. The police, I think, was it the Holy Spirit Cathedral here?
Mm-hmm. I see.
Aye. Look, you saw what they did to get to that horse whips. And they, apart from one, even when they were running away, they were being chased and beaten. We condemned it. Was the Biameka say? And I had a private call with a very powerful person then, very, very powerful. I'm going to say, ain't and Crawford say, your friend is saying, or more, yeah, a presenting petition at the Electoral Commission over the need to compile a new voter register. And so Mudru, Holy, your friends, a cathedral, honor. And Anka, your friends, say, be a police worker, leadership. We can take Abia Nipaif. Where's the petition? Let's go to the Electoral Commission. They go to the Electoral Commission and present it. And Kadian Pana Ghana Ebelusu. And I say, Ebia, or one or more your friends say, Wahala demonstration. Some your friends say, Usuka no. Intimo frame say, look, leadership. More heifer. Where is the petition? Let go and present it. And I say, almost occupied your friends say, Jubilee House. Omudru hono, and a police one can say, okay, where is the petition? Leadership, let's go to the Jubilee House, go and present it. Dear Mpano, my gamna belusu, and this has always been my point, and it will always be my position. Say, anytime people decide to organize a demonstration, the intended institution should be ready to receive the petition. Should be ready. But this is what the Police Service of Ghana from 1992, Sabri, they have always denied that your friends say. And for me, what I see is I had to send a institution now, or somebody present a petition, no come on. They are saying, say, I'm sorry to use the word, but they are saying, say, because we don't need it. We don't need to engage these people. That is the impression which has always been created on the basis of the refusal of your friends saying
The Ghana Police Service.
Exactly.
To allow the protesters
to allow the leaders to go and
present their case.
Exactly. And look, we are building a nation. Share the progress we have made as a nation, big or small, whatever you may want to look at it from. It is just the Constitution of Ghana that came into being, 1992 Constitution. And ama ene sebi many David ene wo yetimi betna ha say yakasa. Prior to 1992, that was when we may say there was total silence. But when we talk about silence, unless we want to say that because we refuse demonstrators to go and present their petition, or because the police acted in a manner that is not acceptable, that means silence. I'm not too sure that can be. I'm not too sure that can be. So the police service, the Rebecca Chairman said, "Obi a demonstration. There should be a decent arrangement. But once you have that agreement, that high mobefa point A, B, C, of course, the organizers will tell you that they have a petition. If they don't have a petition, in fact, CGA demonstration, most of the time, in fact, at a point, they decided they will not even present a petition. It's your movie, and they will has pack. Then you have the leadership of the political parties coming to address them.
Yeah.
I think it was at one of those addresses, and Mosquito, I refer to people who were contesting, say, almost 17 chiefs on the MPP ticket ahead of...
For flag bearership.
Exactly. It was one of those things. So they decided, look, because the demonstrators themselves know, say, look, for us, it is not just the petition we are presenting, but it is just to really around your friends organize our people. It is also to make a case, say, so let us all get up and say, look, what is happening is not right. It is not just because they want to present it. After all, the petition no command manner, and the person doesn't act on it. What? Coming back to what happened Thursday, CPP for Kurabo said, why would they organize it on Nkrumah's birthday, 25th? I say, I'm so grateful.
You mean the other elements in CPP?
What did he?
8.9 FM. Energy Inquiry.
Okay.
Was it the other elements in the CPP?
Who are the other elements in the CPP?
Yeah.
So the point is that, look, everybody, we are a group of people. It is not everybody who accepts the way things are. Some feel that things are going on the way it should, according to plan. And there are some who feel that, no, I just signed a echo, or my name, and people talk about it. So you have a section of the population who will stand and say, no, enough of what is happening. What are they demanding? They are talking about jobs. And indeed, employment is an issue. They are talking about cost of living. Indeed, it's an issue. They are talking about corruption. It's an issue. They are talking about governance. It's an issue. And if all these things as a nation, if we are taking steps to deal with it, who in the end will benefit? Us, the same people. Because if the governance is going well, if there's less or no corruption, which cannot be possible, if people omu school, that's what Juma. If you remember, there was a group called Unemployed Association of Ghana.
Unemployed Graduate Association of Ghana.
Said to be formed by Nana Akufo-Addo.
So all these groups came about because at a point, and you and I remember, that when the NDC under President Mahama went to the IMF, there was a freeze on public sector employment. So, and we all know that government is the biggest when it has to do with employing people. So it became a very good opportunity for politicians to carry around people, form a group. So that group came out.
Why are you avoiding mentioning them? It's Akufo-Addo, Nana Akufo-Addo, President Nana Akufo-Addo who did it.
So you want me to also say that your favorite candidate is a person who is behind the demonstration going on?
I don't have a favorite candidate.
Yo. So, Sefa, the point I have made, and I'll keep making, is that the police service should not deny demonstrators the right to meet. Especially, of course, you can't ask all of them, but there's always leadership. Just select 5 of the leaders. Say, okay, your concerns will be presented, so give us 5 of your people to go and make that presentation. Because obviously, for a security reason, you cannot allow everybody. That should be allowed. And then again, also, exactly.
That
cannot be
the final point for the demonstration.
And that is where the organizers also, because at that point, there will always be a disagreement. And that is where you will have the police exhibiting some form of unprofessional conduct. They will use excessive force because they will not sit and then allow the demonstrators who want to use an area, maybe an unapproved area, or to go to maybe a Yankasa or Monko. And so there will always be that disagreement. And then, because behind or underneath all of those things, it's a certain political capital somebody is also looking for.
Yeah.
Because a condemning police, you know. Once you are condemning the police, effectively you are condemning the government. Because it is the government of the day that will suffer the actions or the inactions
of the Ghana Police Service.
So we should all just look. Yeah, omane yebu. And omane enyo obiya dia. Ye nyina ye kire ya dwen kakran. I mean, at a point in our lives as people, of course, we were young then, but at a point there was something called criminal libel law. As we speak now, we don't have it. At a point, voting, you cast your vote and you put it in an opaque ballot
box. Yeah.
We don't have it now. So, yeah.
At the point, your voter's ID card was just your thumbprint.
You just add a paper. Also, it's so talk right to me. I mean, but so as a nation, we have made progress, and we can do more if our leaders sit up and decide that look, no, things can be done better. I mean, 3 days or so ago, we saw Tamakloe. And I asked myself a question. Between 2001, ABC 2008, and then 2009, ABC 2016, and if 2017, ABC Sabreya Yakase, the Tamakloe has always been dark. Until light keke. Light keke through 1992, ABC Sabre, and the Tamakloe, yentmin and yellow light in ye. You see the state of the Tamakloe now, all manner of bypasses. And you ask yourself, say, so, God Sanka, ye no, na ye near my ass, ye kwa ye nim no, but rather no, and near my ass say, and near man kwa de wear as a circle, when conditions are supposed to be better. Of course, like John Domelo said, Rome was not built
in one day. Robin man, mama say, Happy Bible Quiz 2023 registration in Guswa course when Mr. Ome file registration form of Modian to Tumrika see anabra befa a year with registration form. We may to appetite ediama and sorry any one more woman nim a yetra crunkunumu womu enim de omu a dance Mr. Moa Mumra fa a year Happy Bible Quiz 2023 registration forms and be at the front desk of Happy 98.9 FM. And that's what my friend number is na only a year coordinator no Eddie in guitar house 0245 957 852 0245 957 852. Mr. So far a year registration form and I say offer Emia de Manoa. Deadline for submission 29th of September 2023. Deadline for submission is 29th of September 2023. One more aboy and emiri sajumadi ebram woni the Bible Society of Ghana, Christian Council of Ghana, and at Tovila Water. Mamen ka osisi kapudu the anopa on dial star 274 star 8 hash. Momodia for phone MTN numbers see ana dial star 274 star 8 hash star 274 star 8 hash. We aya kwan ye fa so ye ka se ye damwase. Etiefo amutin anopa awia anwumre anahomanache modemo kasa fidi ne to Happy 98.9 FM nyina no na ase ene ye de momo ye wo sika puduo be 12,000 Ghana cedis ya crowd se pese ye eche enti misro obetimi dial star 274 star 8 hash na also you on your way of winning between 100 and 1,000 Ghana cedis enti misro wa mamenka so jumadi is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Sikapudo dial star 274 star 8 hash. The Salt and Light Ministry, Semin Country, also say there is going to be a prayer rally themed. Oh, Jerusalem, I have posted watchmen on your walls. They will pray day and night continually. Take no rest. All you who pray to the Lord, give the Lord no rest until he completes his work, until he makes Jerusalem the pride of the earth. Isaiah chapter 62 verse 6 to 7. Bomodiana bra bekanya ho na ye mom payema o micron Ghana. Dano ye 14th of October 2023. Venue ye Christ the King Parish Hall ɛberɛ no ɛyɛ 8:30 am pɛpɛɛpɛ ne yɛde dwumadie no ahyɛseɛ speaker nya obɛdi anaasɛ obɛdi ɔsom no anim no ɛyɛ Miss Abigail Ama ministering choir ɛyɛ Harmonious Choral bɔmmɔden ana frɛ tetifo nhoma yi na ɛgye nkyerɛmu pii 0268 130 anaa 0243 588 467 onum nsuo anɔpɛ yɛ apɛ Vena water nanom na Vena mineral water de ɛyɛ ade a certified by ISO and also HACCP Ghana Medical Association wɔn agye saa nsuo yi ato mu wotɔ ɛyɛ Vena mineral water na wɔn mu a yi sika no bi de to kɔboa foforɔ bi na wɔn nso wɔn ho aka adwa mu wɔmpɛ wei na apɛdan onum nsuo deɛ a ɛyɛ Vena water no ɛna mmɔfra nkɔdaa mpanyinfoɔ nkɔkora obiara betumi anom bi ɔyarefoɔ biara betumi anom bi maamefo a wɔn nkɔdaa no wɔn betumi anom bi Tovila water nso wɔ hɔ a ɛno ɛbo ɛyi ɛyɛ efi akɔhyɛ honam beabea pipii no afiri hɔ na wɔnom deɛ a agye sɛ ɛma ɔhoɔden ma wo metabolism no agyina yie papapapapapa asipi asita na wonom saa nsuo no a ma wedeɛ no tɔ so kama frɛ sisi anagye bi 0552 490 684 Numadonko premium energy drink next level premium energy drink na mɛka for the ama wo me sorry free have ka akɔpɛ bia ne mu mesrɛ wodi wonim fie di nwɔtwe ntobi nom oyo obi a wɔma bofra nufoɔ anaasɛ wɔfoforo ntobi nom oyo obi a yɛ sensitive to caffeine no anko bi anom Adonko next level premium energy drink no limit yɛmra fie ne yɛnto anko twetwe ne so a yɛbosia baabi akɔ akɔgyina bosia yɛabɔ baabi akɔ akɔgyina sesei ɛyɛ asɛm a ɛda hɔ a ɛyɛ Ghanafoɔ nyinaa didi hu nkɔmmɔ David ma menye wadwen kyerɛ on this particular wakɔbɔ besia na sɛ ɔbɛn ma no nkɔbɔ besia
consultant history ne kasa ya no
ɔbɛn ma no nkɔbɔ besia wɔn wakɔbɔ besia no yeah, public debt now stands at 575.5 billion Ghana cedis.
Simple. The other way of putting it is, since Nana Akufo ni Dr. Baumia, ebe di omampenyi ni omampenyi che any MPP by 2017. Busia Omabo a 455.5 billion cedis. That's the other way of saying it. Now, say Busia de say ye two Obama abine and I say party bisomba power. What they do is to ensure say ye seek asem, ye security, ye BBA ekoyi. Mune decided, yeah, to say they will run a business because first kawaha, let me the we be a major me revenue one the way. Now, say, Ushe MPP, ni, saying, Bosia or Bushie, in Sambia or Mukai, say, Busiana, na omubetu yeno. Busia, a friend saying, a buy na, a bandadana. Ebo edi gu omanum. And it's also because of wastage. That was the 120 billion Ghana cedis.
122
let's
billion.
Let's even add some 125. Say 125 and it's just 450 billion. And MPP account. Now the easiest way to look at it say befa nyuma na bandada no na bandada no kra 120 25 no 22 no kra no ebusia na eda ho saa fititi amobetu ya musibo beka ho
how
122 billion
what's the busia da ho de dada saa
na ye busia
okay so ebra na mampanyi kufo efra ba na public debt ginai
mint me more on top of my head, but there was public debt.
Yes, of course, there was public debt. But
And,
before Ansana, the National Democratic Congress, in 2009, a copy may 2016 no. So before that, what was Ghana's public
And I
debt?
make
That's
sure
what I want.
I
I
can't
wanted
mention
to.
it on top
I did
of my
fine.
head, but it should be
I'm
around
actually checking for that.
40 feet there, but I'm not too sure about it. So, Udika, a friend saying the NDC Suboka, that would amount to about 122, said the Wukai. Now, the other way of looking at it is so befa new ma omutimi ye awo mu empressu edi compare new ma na Akufo-Addo oba abam 2017 saa besi ne oye na esi de yedi dudu ma no.
So Ghana's public debt as of 2009 was 9.27 billion dollars. Yes.
So we were talking in CDs here. I am not very good.
Yemfa exchange rate, no. Yemfa exchange rate as of that time, no. Yemfa that calculation as of that time.
Yemfa no cry say NDC for Busiano 122 billion. So the bear in kasa tintin. Yemfa ne sa. Na yemfa nyoma abandada ne eyeye. Nyoma omu ye omu apensu. Any nyoma you borrow 450 billion plus edi ye. So that no ufa the friend saying nyoma ska oji na wafa nyoma odi ye na ufa ne saa na kasa tinti so obeka say abanwi abo omanfo no ka because look, the NDC guys could relate to hospitals.
Okay.
Yeah,
don't just give generalization. But Okasa hospital, then you mention maybe
hospitals, DNA.
Opa minfa pen ni pamo na list hospitals I work Ghana ha nyina na yenye.
No, you are not the one.
So yeah, evidence based conversation.
No,
so hospitals based.
Hospitals based.
So if you say National Democratic Congress Busiano boy, you know, there were tangibles to account for Busiano boy. You're mentioning
I am not saying you know. Say at least we had the Kotuka Terminal 3 to refer to. They have hospitals. The Legon Hospital was built from the scratch.
You see another lie.
Legon Hospital was built. Was built from the scratch.
The NDC
Bank of Ghana was built from the scratch.
You see another lie.
The one at the is it Mary? The one in Tema.
Hospital.
The
General Hospital.
No, not Tema.
I think there is.
There's another hospital they built in Tema. Was built from the scratch. KJTR market. You can refer to that. Hospitals, the one in Ashanti region, the military hospital in Ashanti region.
Hey, David, be careful with the things you are saying.
The military hospital in Ashanti region.
The military hospital in Ashanti region. I'm sure I'll get the name.
Don't worry, I'll get the name for you.
They renovated the rich hospital we used to know. It's not what is there now. I'm sure you are aware. There were district hospitals. There were 2 compounds, quite a number of them. Kumeu, they did hospital there. That's just to talk about the hospitals.
Schools, the Kumasi Military Hospital in Afari.
Which year was it?
Which year was it?
That's all now. I am saying it was built at the NDC. So you need to look at the facts.
Yes, you can look at that hospital was built under NDC. The contract was awarded to Eurojet. It was under NDC.
David, the Eurojet hospital.
So when you get your time, you can.
I should allow you to misinform.
Oh, but you have the right to inform.
I'm not the one to, because the two of us are supposed to be speaking facts. And you know, was we all know the Eurojet project. I shall say, form who father Mreson about baby. In fact, the braina cry the 8 years of the NDC. Then the party, at that time, the total national debt was 9 billion or so cities. At the time NDC were leaving office, you're looking at the 8 years of the NDC. At the time they were leaving office, it was $122.5 billion, the cities. So so even at the time Mahama took, when it was 35 billion, at the time he was leaving office, it was 100, and that's when it went to 122.
I think I've mentioned the debt issue. How much?
No, I'm just
But what did I wrap up, mommy?
I mentioned how much was accrued at the time. They've built schools from the scratch.
Which ones? Which ones?
The E-blocks were built from the scratch.
How many of them?
How many?
How many of
Can
them?
you
At the time
allow
you were
me to
leaving
speak?
At the time the NDC was leaving office, the E-blocks build was 49. Out of the 49 crown, GOG portion of it was about 20 or so.
GOG is what?
Government of Ghana. The rest were World Bank funded. These facts are there.
Wrap up, Mom David.
I mean,
Why interject?
I'm just providing facts. I'm not. Please.
You see, now that's just about hospitals.
You have just
I've mentioned.
You haven't mentioned roads.
I mentioned Kejetia. Roads. A lot of roads have been done.
So
I don't want to mention those.
The agreement for the facility was signed between the government of Ghana and Mrs. Eurojet D. Invest in August 2008 with a 500-bed facility with residential staff housing. So the Eurojet.
Yes. The Afari Hospital, which is
the Afari Hospital.
It wasn't under.
It wasn't under President Mahama.
You know, conveniently, the pro NDC guys conveniently.
It wasn't under former President Mahama.
Well, we can take our time and come back to this hospital issue.
These
This
are
particular Afari Hospital issue. We can come back
These
to
are
it.
facts.
But
I just mentioned it.
Yeah, Mami, wrap it up on you and Mami move it to
So there are a lot of things you can point to when you mention the NDC government's borrowing.
But you haven't pointed out.
Under this government, the 450 billion. Not only the 450 billion, most of our statutory funds have been used as collateral for some of these loans. Which means that
Including the road fund.
most of them.
Including the road fund.
Can you allow me? I think this is not the same. You can let him go ahead.
I can't go ahead.
No, let him
you
go
can't
ahead.
say. You can't
Let him
say.
go
Say,
Ebrena soon.
Say, finish.
Mami, you might drink right now. Let's rob. I think they have some short interview that I will do after.
Okay.
But
I mean, long and short of it is, the state of Ghana must look at the way manner we borrow. Because we are borrowing, and our borrowing, unfortunately, is becoming reckless. We should make decisions at a point and a best stop borrowing. We can't continue to borrow for everything. Yes, I mean, if you are in business, there are things you will borrow money because you know that there will be returns in future. But if you borrow to pay workers, let workers work and generate income to pay
themselves.
Because the borrowing, as we speak now, over 500 billion. It means that we are almost heading towards $1 trillion. And that is not in the interest of Ghana, and it's not in the interest of business community. Because the more you borrow, pressure will be on government, interest rate will go up, businesses will suffer. And we'll come back to ground zero. So we haven't done much in terms of being exporters. Rather, we continue to import. And that's the only way to end some of the situation we find ourselves in as a nation. That the more we borrow, the more means that we are becoming dependent. But then you will yield to certain conditions. You will yield to certain actions. So it is not right at all for us to be borrowing. And you look at the borrowing debate. from Muhammad, your friends say, from Mills's time or from President Kufuor, Tamakloe bedi aban so no. And I say, Ofri akonnwa so na 9 billion. NDC from 9 billion, no, omo they call 122 billion. Akufo-Addo from 122 billion, no, but they're almost about 500 billion, 500 something billion. And you see, for us as laymen who speak on some of these things, and I say, no cry, yanka, depend upon your political persuasion. Say, I tell a friend say, a cano, as soon as he boy, you know, and utia and son as soon as but what we don't do or what we don't tell people is that ebi cry to say ebi a friend say Terminal 3 project you know a bosia na Ghana kwakwaje sa bosia na Ghana kwaje you know sabre no we what was the time payment duration no the entire SNA editua sa bosia no. So we should just be honest with the discussion about debt. We should just be honest about the facts of it. And we should just stop this politics of where Bob Busia say, and on yeshi. Can we really say, about being who wabetina kunya so on yeshi? Can we say that? Can anybody, for instance, in the NDC say, and Akufo-Addo abobosia, emfaso so and I say on yeshi? And can anybody say Mahama Bobosia and as NDC Bobosia and Fasobia and Niswana? So this kind of disservice a political parties, and as a political class or more, to themselves, they should just look at it and say, look, of course, in the end, though, it's like Yantuama NDC, Abetuama MPP. That's how they have come to.
We are my way, Baba.
Exactly. And it is not right. They must come to a certain end. And you see, I always say, when there's idea NDC and MPP or more interest, or more energy, and that a typical case is the creation of the regions. When NDC and MPP had an interest, and they knew that look, it's an interest that will benefit them. The two of them were united.
They agreed.
I was in the Bono region, Bono East region, where I saw former Deputy Minister of Education, Cheme, and a few others on the MPP for on the MPP for more echo round, campaigning and explaining why the creation of the region is important. Because
Robbie Manu, Mammy, and now I say, Mammy, na a year already with Tamakloe, so many my video form, but I see a my idea the editor stick a bremo, me am Dij Medin, who cham from Coaches for the comment finance from the entire production team. I mean, finance from Obiba Prince, Pwakwafa T. Shaibu Ali. Yes, also dear, na chese a happy sports na ba na brekum this year. Joe Debra. I crado and about on the debut of Vijana have Yapon, have you ever said ya? Cardiac.
Mr. and Mrs. The Mama praise the Lord. Hey, Pastor. Hallelujah. The stress of them who sit here. Then we are beyond what according to our church.
Hey, Pastor, if we say me kunu fa, me do CB men's capsules. Na me so me no ma de CB women's capsules. What try no? Eni jabe fie pa.
Praise God, praise God. CB men's capsules. Abesa me mpem reye. Eni me dwun so mu yale. Eni oba no so na ho ka na wo fom no. Eni na yase a aya na ye ne ya na fichi problem no. CB women's capsules abeyi ni nyina firi so.
Maye kama esi mi dade mu nti. Mi rapon ya na obefie.
Nka me nkwan. CB men ni women capsules. Suzy Herbal Center Ghana man me madam ase apinfo abatan wo mo manufo ne mofra wo ni mfie dumienu nka ho. Our pharmacies chemical and herbal shops nyina mu. Etufo frɛ Suzy Herbal Center 0247 11 16 71. After 0246 57 87 50.
CB men and women capsules.
Ubadun so feel. Hey, you are so good. Ebdi ahwehwe edwadie nkratoe mu agye atum.
Ghana Muntie, Sikabeja.
Let bygone be bygone. I didn't see whatever I'm gonna do. We dey go straight to stardom. I'm gonna take you to next level. My baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The energy next level. But baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Take you to next level. My baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
At Don't Goodness level, excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Enti program you cry paint be na ebet media paint via me fia ye kama.
Hey, asanto anti wo da so gina ha no mo adwin paint ho. Landlord for, estate for, any tenant for, ya tete mo ka so e de amamo. Belka paint e ye paint won so bia bedwa so a. Se wo fira tu kura na, obetimi awa paint we. Asanso akọ paint no obebi foforo. Abo bia no a, obetimi agina Belka paint no. Se eja eto fie ho no mo a, Belka paint ni bobo eja pade ho ban. Be fa wo niam nyina pepepe. E kojo nti me dan pese se am ya plastering ni paint ni. Isi ka sem so wo form. Isi ka sem wo form. Uni problem. Asem den say wo top Belka paint, obetimi dia plaster e be ya kama pa. Obetimi e de ya wo ceiling no so. Ne ohia ne say wo de bo plywood keke. Obetimi e de ya ceiling designs ahodo. E odorless. Esanso e ya soundproof. Se wo di nkomo e wo den mu kra na obia entumi ente. Sa Michael's Grace Group Limited for na dia showroom no e wo Kaswa New Market second gate hwa.
Girls name Branty Amaba. After feature ayamofo obetimi atobi atale wo dem ucha picture na. E be kama.
Wo dia ne say obaba wo dia na wabo ahome no mu. 0244 598305 0244 598305 and 0244 583973 0244 583973. Belka Paint, let the paint do the talking. Belka Paint, my paint no kasamau.
Prayer rally. Salt and Light Ministries invite you, your family and friends to a prayer rally on the theme, O Jerusalem. I have posted watchmen on your walls. They will pray day and night continually. Take no rest, all you who pray